Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game. They're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello, and welcome into the show, everybody. Ben Bosscher here with you, as always. Kyle Sandel behind the glass today, live from the Blazy Electric studio. Yeah! It's Big Win Wednesday. We've got Curveball Collectibles joining us in the studio today to give away a nice little prize package from them. That's at 10:15. We'll have a Michigan update for you in the news regarding what's going on with the Ward Manuel Sherrone Moore situation. Oh, you're not going to want to miss it because, man, this is the story that just continues to give us more and more and more. Somebody at Amon-Ra St. Brown ranked outside of the top 10 receivers. We'll get to that in about 15 minutes. Let's start with last night, though. The Tigers, well, there's 3 of them featured in the All-Star game, 4 of them named. Crazy that we're going to look back in 20 years and, oh, Justin Verlander, 10-time All-Star. Let's look at this last one. Oh, he pitched 3 2/3 innings. How did he get named to the All-Star game? Did he pitch? No, he didn't. Are you aware of what's happened to the Detroit Tigers the last 3 times the All-Star game has rolled around, Kyle? Because I've seen the Riley Green stat going around, that Riley Green is 0 for 7 in his 3 All-Star appearances. But it goes beyond just Riley Green. The Detroit Tigers are 0-15 the last 3 years in the All-Star game. 0-15 with 8 strikeouts between Javi Baez, Riley Green, Zach McKinstry, Gleyber Torres, Dylan Dingler, and Kevin McGonigal. Of those 6 batters that have been named to the All-Star game, not a single one of them has a hit. I really thought Kevin McGonigal could be the one to just disrupt that entire narrative. Even he couldn't do it last night. And while I do think that Kevin McGonigal is, a certified superstar, it's his rookie season, he'll be fine. It does really make me wonder the conversation we've had time and time again about Riley Green. Can he ever be a superstar? Because when you actually see him with all the other superstars, he does not stick out or stand out in any sort of positive way. They're doing the introductions for all the starters. He rolls out. Ton of guys are getting big cheers. Mike Trout, they go ballistic. A couple of the division rivals for Phillies, they start booing. The Philly crowd does their thing. Riley Green comes. Riley Green! 0 reaction. I think half the people in the crowd were looking around like, wait, who's this guy?
Wait, the country singer's here?
Yeah. Batting 8th, Riley Green. Dead silence. You could hear a cricket. I think everybody in the stadium's like, Riley Green, Oh, yeah, he plays for the Tigers. It's so bizarre because I think the 0 for 7 with 5 Ks for Riley Green in his 3 All-Star appearances, maybe that settles the question that we've been asking ourselves for 3 years now of, Riley Green is a star. Can he ever become a superstar? Well, when he's sharing a field with all the superstars, he sticks out for the wrong reasons. He sticks out that at the end of these games, every year, you look at the box score and you're like, oh, he didn't do anything against some of the better pitchers in the American League, while a lot of his, coworkers in this game were able to come up big. And this has kind of been a repetitive theme. Now, again, the All-Star game doesn't matter. It's an arbitrary game. It has no meaning anymore. But it is interesting in terms of a measuring stick for stardom across Major League Baseball. Because obviously Ohtani and Judge, those guys are on a level of their own. And then I think there's a group with I would throw Ellie De La Cruz in there, Bobby Witt. You've got some of these emerging stars as well, not an emerging star, but Ramirez is in that group, is Juan Soto. Riley Green is far down that list in terms of the stardom, and I think yesterday was kind of the first time I was like, yeah, I don't think he'll ever be a superstar. It's his third time in the All-Star game. That's great. He's a B-plus player in this league. Sometimes he's an A-minus player. I don't think he's ever going to be an A-plus guy. Therefore, I don't think he's ever going to be a superstar.
Well, and if you feel that way about the All-Star game last night, then I can't imagine how you would feel in an All-Star game where, like, the All-Stars played in it.
Right.
You got no Aaron Judge last night, no Shohei Ohtani, Cam Schlittler, the Cy Young favorite. He doesn't end up pitching. Like, all these guys sitting out of the All-Star game this year to deal with whatever injury, like using it as a true break.
Even Vlad, who shouldn't have been an All-Star in the first place, but declined it.
It's the case that I've continued to make. The All-Star break is a break for a reason. That's why you shouldn't put anything into the All-Star game or the All-Star festivities because they don't care about it. Why should the fans care about it? But it does stink when you turn on the All-Star game and it's like, okay, here we go. Like, let's see what this first pitching matchup is. Oh, it's Dylan Cease versus Kyle Schwarber in the All-Star game. That's the first at-bat.
Wasn't it Mike Trout?
Well, that was for the other side. I was going on the other round. Mike Trout obviously has much more stardom. Thanks for killing that.
I must have missed something because I turned it on and it was 0-0. Mike Trout was batting.
I know. I'm saying the first.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah.
I understand.
For sure, dude.
Yeah, it's just yesterday in general lost a lot of its stardom. I watched the first couple at bats and then turned it off because I had no interest. And then, of course, I get to the end of the game and Riley Green yet again has another poor All-Star performance. Again, it doesn't actually matter for anything, but 0 for 15 over the last 3 years of all the Tigers that have made the All-Star game, that's like borderline impressive that they don't have a single hit to their name with 8 strikeouts in 15 at-bats. How does that even happen? And it does make you just wonder, like, yeah, maybe this Tigers team, they take advantage of the really bad teams, the really bad pitching matchups that they see throughout the regular season. And then when push comes to shove, we saw it in the playoffs last year. When you're going up against really good pitching staffs, this team can't hit the baseball. They just can't do it. We saw it this past weekend, too, against the Phillies when they brought out their 2 borderline all-star pitchers as well, and it killed the Tigers' momentum.
I guess this also does kill the narrative that we've been showing all year that the American League is just way worse than the National League. Shutout win. In the All-Star game.
Never thought I'd see the day. Yeah, they said it was the first shutout win for a team in like a decade.
Yeah. 15 Ks, 10 different guys pitching in for the American League. No Justin Verlander, of course.
Justin Verlander had to have been one of those guys, right?
He was mainly just hanging out. At least got to throw on the jersey, which I will say, too, another gripe I have, I don't like that they switched back to not having all-star jerseys. I think they did this last year. I don't like it.
You like that
I like when there is the all-star jersey because everyone complained that everyone's always like, "Oh, these all-star jerseys stink." Whatever.
Well,
same thing in the NBA. Everyone in the NBA always liked when the guys wore their individual jerseys. This makes it not feel like a special game. These guys are just like I'm seeing the Tigers road jersey on Riley Green.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. I want to see an all-star jersey.
Yeah, I'm fine with just everybody has their own helmet. Come up with some sort of cool jersey because remember last year or 2 years ago, I don't remember which one it was. Those like offset brown jerseys.
Yeah,
those
that was
awful.
2 years ago. They're really gross. Yeah.
Those were terrible.
They were really bad.
You got to make one of them red. You got to make one of them blue. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. But instead, they're doing these offset whites and these creams and these browns. I don't know. Did you end up watching this full thing yesterday?
No, of course not. Of course not. And I don't think anyone on planet Earth did. Like, this is just one of those things that there's no way you're watching this whole entire game.
Mm-mm.
You go up and down the relievers like, oh, the American League pitching staff starred in this game. Look at some of the names that pitched in this game. I guarantee you or I couldn't name what team all these guys pitched for. Like, there's just not enough interest in the All-Star game. And that's fine, but I hate that people want there to be so much.
I can't figure out what the reason was for bringing Justin Verlander into the All-Star game.
Like, they've done the Legends thing the last several years.
I know, but he could have had just an invite and come and just hung out, and no one would have been like, oh, no, you can't be down here, man. You're not an All-Star. Nobody would have said that to him. Now there's a 10th All-Star to his name that is like 110% Fugazi.
Cabrera got one.
Yeah, but at least Miguel was playing. You know what I mean? Like, Miguel Cabrera was obviously past his prime.
He was suiting up. I don't know if we want to say he was really playing.
Miguel, even in his last year, was a singles machine. He was hitting a lot of singles.
He was.
At least he was playing. Justin Verlander hasn't played since the first week of the season, and now he's got like a skewed all-star to his name. And like, I'm not like hell-bent about it, but like, if we're going to continue putting legends in that aren't playing at all and aren't worthy of a spot remotely, who don't even end up pitching or playing in the All-Star game at all, like, what are we doing? We're skewing a lot of All-Stars, which once upon a time it was like precious to become an All-Star, and that's becoming less and less the case the more and more people are opting out of this game, and there's 6 replacements being named, and Zach McKinstry's, he's got an All-Star to his name. Like, it's turning into, it's not quite as bad by any means, but it's turning into it doesn't matter. You made a Pro Bowl. So nobody cares about that.
It won't be as big of a joke as the Pro Bowl. That's
Nothing
for sure.
Ever will be.
But you're right. I mean, in the fact, and obviously Major League Baseball has every team needs to get an all-star thing. So that kind of that's always had a bit of an asterisk to the all-stars.
Mm-hmm.
The worst team is in the league that don't have any good players, don't really need an all-star.
And now they've got this first team and second team all Major League Baseball, which is obviously more prestigious to make.
Of course.
But they've only had that for a handful of years. So it's not like you can measure it historically the way that you can with all NBAs or all pros in the NFL.
Yeah, Riley Green's got more of those than Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Ted Williams. Sorry, man.
Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds never made a first team all in MLB.
Did you see, though, that I know you brought up the stat earlier, 0 for 15, 0 for 16, whatever. The last time a Tiger got a hit in the All-Star game, have you seen this?
Can I guess who it is?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
You're not going to get it because it's been so long.
Is it Nick Castellanos?
Justin Upton in 2017 is the last Tiger to get a hit in the All-Star game.
Another probably
it's almost been
Fugazi
10
All-Star
years.
game.
You get one every year. Now, I know for a good amount of chunks in there, it was like, hey, Gregory Soto, congrats, you're an All-Star again this year.
Yeah.
Just because he was the only decent reliever on a terrible team. But still, almost 10 years? That's crazy.
Yeah, there's levels to it. And the Tigers, they take advantage of the bad teams. They take advantage of the bad pitchers. They put up massive run totals against them. And then they go up against the actual best teams, and you realize, oh, man. There's levels to this, and the Tigers aren't there. 0 for 15 is hard to do, man. That is really impressive. 0 for 15 in All-Star games the last 3 years.
Ben. We've got some. In a major development, the Red Wings announced Steve Yzerman is stepping down as the team's head of hockey operations.
Why did you?
And becoming an advisor to Chris Ilitch. A search for the team's next president/GM is underway. He's not fired. Shout out to the YouTube chat, by the way, for letting me know that this was going on because I did not see this. All right.
9 a.m. exactly when this came out. Why would they wait until this point in the offseason to do that? That almost, like, you just wasted an entire offseason. Whoever you're about to hire as your GM, you totally just took an offseason away from them to where they're not only inheriting a bad situation, but they don't even get to do anything this particular offseason to help themselves paint a vision of what this year is supposed to look like. You let Steve Yzerman do the draft. You let Steve Yzerman do free agency. Now this new GM is basically tasked with trading Dylan Larkin or retaining Dylan Larkin, whoever this ends up being.
I mean, Yzerman is still in the building. Like, just because he's going to be an advisor to Chris Ilitch? He's a new Dwayne Casey.
Yeah, this could very well just be a made-up job. Well, we don't want to fire him. We don't have the balls to do that, so we'll keep him around in some advisory
but they are
role.
doing this pre-Dylan Larkin trade as well, though, which is going to end up being the biggest move of the offseason for the Red Wings.
Do you think Chris Ilitch read the report and was like, you wanted to trade Dylan Larkin for that 23-year-old best player on Minnesota? And Yzerman was like, yeah, I figured they'd say yes. And he's like, all right, man, you're a little too old
yeah,
for
we
this.
need to make a change.
Oh, that's kind of out of left field to move on from Steve Yzerman at this point in the offseason. Like, usually this is something that happens right when the season's done, if not during the season. So the fact that they're willing to part ways with him now tells me that Chris Ilitch did not see the Dylan Larkin thing going anywhere, and they were at somewhat of a standstill that it just wasn't going to be resolved at any point this offseason. So you got to bring in someone who's actually willing to, A, turn the page, or retool this team to look completely different this upcoming season with Dylan Larkin still a part of that.
Man, who says this is the deadest sports week of the year?
We got World Cup.
Come
we got the Red Wings GM getting moved on from, new one being hired. Man, we got a lot to talk about today then. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Show, as always, is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come. The 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by Iron Stack Technology. Quick shout out to Iron Stack. You know, we talk about the game plan all the time on this show, the execution of it. That's exactly how Iron Stack approaches IT. They help businesses stay secure, efficient, and ready for what's next so you can focus on your mission instead of your tech. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can check them out online at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. By Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Here's a quote from Chris Ilitch regarding Steve Yzerman moving on and becoming some made-up advisor role so he doesn't have to be the GM anymore and they don't have to say that they fired him. The quote is, Steve's lifetime of contributions to the Red Wings has meant more to this franchise than words can truly express, and I have the highest level of respect for his continued commitment to our organization. We are thankful for Steve's hard work and dedication as general manager and are grateful knowing Steve will remain where he belongs, here with the Detroit Red Wings family. this was always the way it was going to end, right? It was never going to be a firing. It was always going to be convincing him to just step into some new Fugazi role
they've
where
mutually agreed to part ways, that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, but they're not even parting ways here. This is being phrased as if, like, yeah, Steve Yzerman doesn't really want to be the GM anymore, but he still wants to work for the Red Wings and help them out. It's like, nah, I'm pretty sure they're just asking him to not be the GM.
This is a soft firing.
Correct. It's a, hey, we want to demote you. It's being demoted is what it is. One word to describe Steve Yzerman's tenure with the Detroit Red Wings, I would say disappointing is probably too easy. I would say...
I mean, it's much more than disappointing. Abysmal?
Abysmal? I'm looking
Putrid?
for a word that's like, you never really found your way. Like, it was almost like
Lost?
false advertising. Yeah, like lost. There was a false sense of security, always hope, but never actually reason to believe that you were going to get pulled out of it. It was like false hope for years on years on years. And then it was just an overstayed welcome for the second half of his tenure where everyone understood that this was not going to be the guy to get the Red Wings over the hump, yet it felt like he was just stuck here and wasn't going to go anywhere. I will prop up Chris Ilitch. I think this should have been done at the very end of the season rather than now after your star player has requested a trade and after the NHL draft. I don't think it makes a ton of sense to do it right now, but I'll applaud him for doing it at all, because I didn't think that this was going to happen going into this year.
Yeah.
Now, the more I think about it, going into year 9 of Steve Yzerman would have been like truly unbelievable. But
it felt like that's what we were doing, though, right? I mean, it got to a point in the offseason where, okay, it's too late to let him go. Clearly it wasn't. And I think it is still important that, yes, a lot of the offseason has gone by, but the main domino has yet to fall, and that's the Dylan Larkin trade. And so now you can use this as a true way to move off of Dylan Larkin. And like you said, it sounds like Chris Ilitch is behind this change, like the quote talking about we're not where we expect to be as an organization, this and that. You don't just say that if you still love the guy that was in charge. Clearly he understands that change had to be made. It's just probably dealing with the fact that it's Steve Yzerman, and it is a legend of your organization. And that process is always going to be a tiptoed around process of firing that guy. And so you technically didn't fire that guy, I guess. But you're right. He still absolutely overstayed his welcome. Nonetheless, this is very, very big news and probably good news for the Red Wings.
How about this word? Disillusionment. The feeling when false hopes are shattered and reality sets in. It's not too bad.
Right, the word that no one knows.
Disillusionment? I feel like it can be like put together what that word means.
Yeah.
It was illusion the entire time that we thought Steve Yzerman was going to, like, it was a pipe dream. Oh, Steve Yzerman's going to be the one that brings the Red Wings out of purgatory. He's going to make them relevant.
It was always a cool
again.
story, and then a couple years in, you kind of realize, like, oh, man, wait, this might not be going the right direction that everyone wants it to.
Yeah.
And it does, like, because we always talk about, Red Wings fans have to separate Yzerman as a GM and the player. Everyone did by the end of it, right?
Yeah.
There was no one else that was still like, man, I still want Steve Yzerman to be the GM.
Steve Yzerman, go ahead.
In the early days, though, of Yzerman being the GM, everybody was in love with that situation, right? Oh, Steve Yzerman is beloved in the city of Detroit, and now he's going to be the one to bring it back. Everyone had all the hopes in the world, and how could you not? Because it's such a cool story. And then once you get a couple of years in, that fear starts to set in of, oh, wait, what if this doesn't go well? What if, like, we don't go back to the playoffs and become this prestigious franchise that we are once again? And then obviously that does eventually set in, and it's the weirdest situation ever.
Would Steve Yzerman have been a good cult leader? Because for years, it was like, oh my God,
What?
like he's got such a great vision. I totally believe in this guy, and we just blindly followed him. We're like, yeah, the Yzer plan, and everyone just believed in the Yzer plan, the Yzer plan, the Yzer plan. And for years on years, even with zero evidence, we all just like blindly were like, okay, yeah, Yzerman, Yzer plan, sounds good, we'll follow you. And then slowly he began to lose followers in the cult to the point where now it's, the government's knocking on the door asking what's going on, and finally kicked him out. But it took like a crazy long time for him to actually lose all of his followers. Like even up until this past season, it felt like there were still people that believed in this Yzer plan, the true cultists who were like, yes, let's do this. And finally, after all these years, 8 of them, yeah, he finally lost every single person that followed him. And that was the day that Chris Ilitch decided to knock in the door.
Which is today. And, yeah, it wasn't quite Jonestown cult level, but it's like, what's more culty, that or the Jared Goff chance?
I would say the Steve Eisman stuff has got to be a little bit more culty than the Jared Goff chance.
A couple YouTube chats. Laney makes a good point. People were able to separate it, but his time in Tampa gave us fans hope. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, like, it's not like it was just, oh, he's a former player, let's figure this out. Like, no, he had built something special with the Lightning and had a ton of success. And so that's why you had the hope of him doing that with the Red Wings. And, of course, you add in the fact that he's a legend as a player as well.
Yeah. What else are they saying?
Andrew says, glad Stevie Y stepped down. The league was passing him by. We still need to trade Larkin and get that guy from Dallas and a first-round pick at least. But then he says, the Larkin trade should be what Stafford trade was for the Lions. A good way to reset and get more young talent. Of course, came at a similar timeline where a new GM was installed. Not a new head coach for the Red Wings, but for the Lions there was. And it was like the figure of the team for the last decade. I would say Matt Stafford, from a value standpoint, was like better. You know, like I wouldn't expect to get the same type of return that you got for Matt Stafford for Dylan Larkin.
Yeah, there's nothing
but the
that compares
situation
to a
itself of like he was the face of the team for the last 10 years when the team wasn't very good.
You know me, I'm always a proponent of you should fire your GM and coach at the same time. Like, it's really goofy when you fire the GM and you bring in new people and then you don't really love the coach. You're not, like, the GM's not all that invested into the coach. It's not the same regime. And then you got to fire the coach. And then it's just like, okay, the GM's been around a little longer than the coach has. I always like when those timelines start at the exact same time. I don't think they're going to do that with Todd McClellan, even though last year I wouldn't say he thrived at all. The year he stepped in mid-season, I'd say was a big win for him. But
yeah,
still had a March collapse 2 straight years under Todd McClellan.
So, like, maybe they should. I don't know if he's earned it. I don't know if he's, like, earned being fired. But with this change happening, I could definitely see something else happening. Nate says, my 68-year-old grandfather said to me this weekend, I'm not sure what Stevie is doing these days, and that's when I knew it was time.
68-year-old grandfather.
And then it happened.
Yeah, it's obviously shocking. It's not shocking in the fact that, Steve Eisman's no longer the GM. It's shocking the randomness of today. Like, if Steve Eisman would have just, like, handled the Dylan Larkin situation a little better and he would have been moved by now and there was a nice package back, would he still have his job? Probably. But it sounds like every report we get from either the Detroit News, Detroit Free Press, whatever it ends up being, every single move is just like, yeah, Steve Eisman has no market for Dylan Larkin right now. Not because nobody wants him, because he's not willing to play ball and ask for anything realistic back in return. Like, he's going above and beyond asking for a return price as if he's trading away Connor McDavid for Dylan Larkin, which is obviously not the case.
Hey, I mean, it's tactical timing here from Chris Ilitch. Had the Tigers All-Stars yesterday. He had to let them enjoy their day. The second that's over, boom.
Does this make you feel like maybe they will move on from Scott Harris sooner rather than later? Because that was always the thing. It's like, yeah, we can beg for Scott Harris or AJ Hinch to be let go, but it's not going to happen. Look what's going on with Steve Eisman. The guy that's letting Steve Eisman stick around too long clearly has no implication of moving on.
You're saying maybe we can get our hopes up about the Tigers now.
I think it's more realistic today that Scott Harris gets moved on from than it was 24 hours ago, because now Chris Ilitch for the first time is showing some signs.
Gets moved on from when, though? You know, like, I think that they're pretty locked into Scott Harris at this point.
For this season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
But you're also going to let him trade Tarek Skubal. What are you going to do? Let him trade Skubal and then fire him in the offseason? That would be the weirdest thing you could ever do.
What if they just don't move him at all? Then you can fire him.
Then the team should move cities.
Okay. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Curveball Collectibles are coming in a little bit later today to do our giveaway. Calling all collectors, sports fans, hobby enthusiasts. Curveball Collectibles is your one-stop shop for everything in the trading card world. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, Curveball has the latest sealed hobby boxes, raw and graded cards, and autographed sports memorabilia for top brands like Fanatics and Topps. Stop in and experience the excitement of all in-store card show atmosphere where the hobby community comes together. Only at Curveball Collectibles.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on one. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, we know Steve Yzerman is out the door. We know Curveball Collectibles is, well, actually, I take that back. Steve Yzerman's not out the door. He's out of his GM chair, and now he's like an advisor. He's no longer sitting the Iron Throne. He's on the small council. We know that's going on. We know Curveball Collectibles is coming on at 10:15. What else is going on in the news, Kyle?
The Mits Morning Catch.
Well, yeah, this Steve Yzerman stuff certainly takes over as the biggest news of the day.
Without a doubt.
Maybe Jalen Duren will sign his contract with the Pistons. Maybe he'll take over as the bigger news of the day.
That'd be awesome.
I would still think the Yzerman stuff is probably the bigger news with a brand new GM. So we'll continue to give updates throughout today's show about Steve Yzerman as they come through. Let's get to the rest of the world of sports, though. First off, what else happened in the MLB All-Star Game last night with a look at the Covenant Healthcare Orthopedics and Sports Medicine injury report. One of the biggest fears of the All-Star Game is, of course, when a player gets injured in a meaningless game like this. See Junior Caminero get hit in the hand by a pitch last night in the All-Star Game. It sounds like he's fine, though. X-rays come back negative, but he was very upset after this happened, which, of course, I would be, too, getting injured in a game that you don't really need to be playing in. But hopefully Camaro's all good for the Rays, because getting hurt in the All-Star Game is just, that sucks. Okay.
I saw this, the pitch play out, and at first I thought it hit the bat. And when I watched it in slow motion, it looked like it hit like either his hand down at the bottom or his pinky. Either way, that's some scary stuff. And it does make you wonder, like, if you're a fan of whoever. It's not all that bad when my hitter only gets one at bat in the All-Star Game.
Like, imagine if Riley Green got hit in the hand and he's just out for a month or two because of the All-Star Game.
Yeah, it becomes infuriating.
Now throw on top that the Rays are like the second best team in the American League, and like all of the factors that go into that. Yeah, pretty crazy. More Tigers news though. We got a trade yesterday. Tigers didn't trade for anybody, or did they? They trade Jahmai Jones to the Boston Red Sox for a player to be named. So I looked up a player to be named stats, and I couldn't really find anything about how good of a season they're having. But nonetheless, it can't be worse than the season that Jahmai Jones is having. So I think this is a good trade for the Tigers.
No, I believe the Tigers got some cash for this as well, potentially.
That I don't know.
Hey, and yeah, like you said, any player to be named later, and they could have a 200 batting average in low A baseball right now, and I'd be more excited about them than Jahmai Jones. So
yeah, literally
the fact
anything.
that anyone was willing to give up
they
something,
DFA'd him, and then they ended up trading him. Yeah, so
yeah, the fact that someone's willing to give up stuff for Jahmai Jones. Hey man, Boston's the hottest team in the league, so I'll let them do their thing. I don't have too many bad things to say about Boston. So you see something, go ahead, but God bless you, man. That guy was useless for the Tigers this year.
Gary says, is this a Jackie Moon semi-pro situation traded for a washing machine? Could be. Yeah, pretty funny stuff. I did see also that Jahmai Jones' numbers at Fenway Park are like ridiculous. So maybe some of the Boston guys were just like, you know what, screw it. He's really good in this park. Like maybe it can spark something. It's like a pretty limited sample size, of course, but in his at-bats at Fenway Park, he's like really good. So, okay, let's continue.
I was going to see if I could quickly find what his stats are at Fenway.
Well, you can keep looking it up while I talk about other things.
Sure.
World Cup news yesterday. Wow, Spain stuns the favorites France in a 2-0 victory to advance to the World Cup final. Oh, Mbappe was mad. Did you see Mbappe after this game, Ben? He was criticizing everybody. Called out the coach, called out the other players. He was calling out everybody for the way that they played against Spain. He did not like the game plan. He did not like the way that they were set up in this game, blah, 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 blah. Not happy was Mbappe, and that's fair because France was attempting to go to their third straight World Cup final, and that will not be happening. Spain is going. I believe they're trying to win their first World Cup since 2010. So they're going to have a chance to do that. And today they're going to have a chance to do that against whoever wins in the England versus Argentina game. That is at 3 p.m. today, where England are your... Actually, wait, I had this... Yeah, England are your favorites.
You know, I think Mbappe's great. It's never a good look when you lose a game and you instantly start pointing fingers elsewhere. This is Kevin Durant-ish. This is Aaron Rodgers-esque. I never really thought Joe Burrow-esque, yeah. I never really thought that this was who Kylian Mbappe was. But, even if everything he's saying is true and the game plan was god-awful, like, you don't say that. You don't throw your own teammates under the bus when times get tough, because then you lose trust with everyone around you. You got to just, take the accountability and say, I got to be better, and then handle the other stuff behind closed doors. It's never a good look when athletes do that.
And Germany was on a really good run in the World Cup for quite some time. I'm just looking at the World Cup history here. England is trying to get to their first World Cup final game since I'm still scrolling here.
It's been a while.
It's been like a crazy. Has it ever happened? Oh yeah, 1966 they won the World Cup. I think that's the last time. I'm not seeing any runner-up or champion appearances since then. So since 1966 they're trying to get there when they won it. And it was their host World Cup as well. So we'll see. They've had some really impressive wins, and that's what this is, I think, the biggest match of the tournament so far, because everyone has talked about Argentina hasn't really played anyone. England has had a ton of impressive victories up to this point. It would, of course, be another one to beat Messi. Who are you rooting for?
Messi, for sure.
Got to, right?
I can't speak on whether or not Argentina's not played anybody or not, but all the teams that they have played, it feels like they're escaping death every single time. And they have some sort of deal with the devil where your backs are going to be against the wall every single game.
That regular season year.
Yes.
How are they still winning?
How are you guys still winning these games?
Yeah.
With a blocked field goal or a missed field goal down the stretch of these games. Yeah, it does a little bit feel like Argentina's had some sort of blood magic ritual going with them all tournament long, and maybe it comes to an end to it. Led by Steve Eisman. They're not favorites today for the first time in the tournament, though.
England minus 126 to advance right now. So we'll see. I know a lot of people don't want to root for Argentina just because they won it last time. And
you got to root for the greatness,
and this and that.
Man.
So
you know me, I root for the greatness. I root for the best guys. I want to see legends be made.
Well, you don't think Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham are the greats?
No, Harry Kane looks like he should be working at a coffee shop.
What does that even mean?
It means he should
be a barista, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. He should be in a sweater serving me coffee at our local barista, at our local coffee shop. That's the vibe I get from Harry Kane.
Okay, that's interesting.
Or maybe reading a book with tea, sitting with his legs crossed at a coffee shop, something like that. That's what I get from Harry Kane.
Not really sure where this ended up going. Let's save all of the Michigan and Sherrone Moore stuff for later, because I feel like we can spend a good amount of time on that. We will close the news with this. J.B. Bickerstaff, alongside Mark Dagnall, the Oklahoma City Thunder head coach, and Mark Few of Gonzaga, all named as assistant coaches for this upcoming Team USA Olympic run under, of course, head coach Eric Spoelstra. So mainly just good news for J.B. Bickerstaff to be recognized as one of the better coaches, not just in the NBA, but in the country, because a lot of times college coaches are involved in this as well. So
he is the perfect guy to have as an assistant coach here, because it's not like you're asking him to do the X's and O's. He doesn't have a challenge ability. I don't even think there are challenges over in FIBA basketball, so that's good.
He's not in charge of calling timeouts.
He's a player's coach,
Karis LeVert won't be on the team.
He's a player's coach. Everyone that plays for him ends up loving him. He gets the best out of all of his guys, gets them to play with heart.
Totally.
So
and he can rip into the officials still as an assistant coach.
Yeah. A perfect assistant coach to have for Team USA.
Fits all the things that he is good at as a coach, yes. All right, that's it.
989-837-6125. Are you shocked that the Red Wings are moving on from Steve Yzerman? Another quote here from Chris Ilitch says, "Clearly we're not where we want our fans. We are not where we and our fans expect to be as an organization. I'm looking forward to bringing in new leadership to build championship caliber organization Hockeytown deserves." Sounds to me like he got fired. You can phrase it however you want. You got fired. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Storm alert for mid-Michigan homeowners. If strong winds have left fallen trees or hazardous branches on your property, don't take chances. Call Legendary Tree Care for quick, reliable storm cleanup and expert service that gets your yard back to normal.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Here's a question regarding Steve Yzerman now obviously transitioning out of the GM role. Is this the Red Wings job prevalent at all? Is it desirable for anyone that wants to be a GM? Anyone with GM experience? Does anyone look at this Red Wings situation and think, oh, I want to go take that team over? A team that it's not like you're at the bottom of the barrel of the league trying to tear this thing down. I don't think that's what Chris Ilitch wants, and that's, based on that quote that I just read before we went to break, I can do it here again. I don't think that's what Chris Ilitch wants. He said, clearly we are not where we and our fans expect to be as an organization. I'm looking forward to bringing in new leadership to build the championship caliber organization Hockeytown deserves. That would make me think they don't want to rebuild this entire thing, tear it down to the studs, try to get a number 1 overall pick. But if I'm in a GM or an aspiring GM or a former GM, I look at this Red Wings situation. It's like, okay, you got Seider, you got Lucas Raymond, and a redundant player in Alex DeBrincat. What else? My star player wants out. My star player is requesting a trade. Is this a desirable job at all? If I'm somebody who's looking to become a GM, like, do I take this interview knowing like, oh, I can't wait to get this? Or am I a little worried about coming in and inheriting a pretty bad situation? It's not as bad as the situation Steve Yzerman inherited, where he had the worst record in the league and the most expensive payroll in the league, which is basically about as bad as you can possibly take over in terms of a situation across sports. But, man, the situation that the next GM is going to take over is not all that bright. It's pretty bleak when you consider the star players trying to get out of the situation.
Is it, or is that viewed as like a good reset? Because we can sit here and say, like, yeah, the Chris Ilitch and the rest of the Red Wings organization, they want change to be made because our expectations for this franchise are different, right? We need to get back into the playoffs. But at the same time, your star player has requested a trade. Mm-hmm. Like, the expectation can't be, okay, now that they fired Steve Yzerman, making the playoffs next year is going to happen. Because they are trading Dylan Larkin away still. And who knows, maybe this is going to spark something different. Maybe Dylan Larkin's camp is going to choose to see this, okay, the Red Wings are making change. Maybe then we will want to stay. Who knows? Probably not still. But I would think this is a desirable spot. I would. It's an organization that has just a ton of prestige to it, and I get the last 10 years are just terrible, and it's sports in general is more so a what are you doing for me now thing than what are you doing for me as of late, or what have you done for me in the past. And so I would still think that this is a pretty desirable spot for an up-and-coming GM, but I don't think this is going to be some like star-studded, like, whoa, the Wings got this guy to be in charge.
Yeah. Well, the problem is because you're kind of suggesting they are set to do a full rebuild here,
Not
right?
a full rebuild, but like certainly they're not going to be contending next year just because they've fired Steve Yzerman.
Correct. But do you want the progress to continue to be linear, or does it need to go backwards to be able to take multiple steps forward?
I don't think
right now
there's
they're just
an
kind
option,
of
right?
slowly putting one foot in front of the other. My
If you're
only
trading
worry
Larkin,
with that, yeah, if
you're going
trading
backwards.
Correct. And my only worry with that is when you do a rebuild in hockey, more so than any other rebuild in sports other than baseball, it is really difficult to build it all the way back up. When you go down, it's a long path back to the top. And right now, I worry that they're going to do the exact same thing that they just did with Dylan Larkin, where they try. And then by the time he's 30, it's like, okay, I'm sick of trying. Because Lucas Raymond's 24 years old. Mo Seider's 25. And yeah, Mo Seider's 25. So they're going into age 24 and 25 season. If you're going to trade Larkin and willingly take a couple steps backwards, what happens when those guys are 30 and 29 years old and all of a sudden they're go through the exact same thing that Steve Yzerman put Dylan Larkin through?
Yeah.
So it does make me wonder, like, maybe this is more than just a full, maybe it is a full teardown.
It might be. Esco in our YouTube chat says the same thing. He says, I would say no, talking about is this a desirable spot? And he says, with the amount of time Yzerman has been here, the prospect pool is kind of laughable. This team is 5 to 6 years from being a serious contender.
He's probably right. Like, unless you can convince Dylan Larkin to stay and you totally rework the way that this roster looks and find a new identity to this team.
And it's July, like.
But exactly, you fired your GM way too late. You fired him after free agency. Now, whoever this GM is that they're bringing in, they don't get to form a new identity of this team.
And your only move
certain
is selling
players.
the best player? That doesn't really equal immediate success, right?
No, man, it's such a tough situation to inherit considering the timeline and when you're inheriting things. Because I think, before the offseason really took off and they were in free agency, I would have said, yeah, this is the chance a new GM can come in and retool what this team's purpose is, what their goals are, what type of team they want to be, and they can seek out players that help them fit that description. Because over the past couple of years, this finesse team that's great on the power play but can't score on 5-on-5, smaller guys, that hasn't really worked. So this was a chance to go identify a different type of player that you could bring in. But now whoever the GM is that's taking over this Red Wings team, they don't have a choice. They're basically running it back or selling everybody. That's the situation that got inherited. And I blame Chris Ilitch for that, for waiting so long. Man, this is not a good situation to inherit in my mind because of how long you took to wait. If you would have done this right when the season ended, totally different story because you've still got 3 really good players, maybe 4 if you consider DeBrincat in there as well, who had a really good year. You've got the 4 players, and you've got this offseason to do whatever you want in order to either rebuild or tear it down or add pieces. But now, whoever takes over, you're stuck. Why was it now? Why was it not after the season? I don't know. At 10:15, we're going to talk to Curveball Collectibles. We're going to open up some packs on the show, give some away as well. We'll get to Amon-Ra St. Brown because somebody had him unranked. Crazy stuff.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
The Electric Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mid. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, we will get to Amon-Ra St. Brown, but Kyle, based on the way the show is constructed, since it's Big Win Wednesday, thanks to Garber Chevrolet, I think now is the time where we have to hit our Around the League.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, I got my purple pen and I'm ready to go. So here's what we're going to do with Around the League. Me and you are going to work together to try to...
Oh, God.
Me and you are going to work together in order to form a list of the best divisions in the NFL, one by one. Ranks number 1, ranks number 8, in order. Because NFL.com just put out a piece that did this. I have not looked at it yet. I want to see if we can strive for 100% accuracy, and then we get mad at the actual list on NFL.com when we're actually right.
I was going to say, what if our list is just better than theirs, though?
Well, theoretically, it will be. So, let's start here. The NFC North.
Okay. Can we do this first? Like, what describes the best division? Is it the teams that have depth, or the divisions that have depth, or the divisions that have the Super Bowl contenders?
Well, it's got to be a mix of both, right? Theoretically.
Yeah, but what do you value more?
I would say depth. I would say if there's 4 real playoff contenders, that to me is...
So division like the AFC or the NFC South that all like was the same last year, didn't have a terrible team, didn't have a good team.
See, that one's tricky because I would argue that one's more towards the bottom.
Correct.
Those are all playoff contenders simply because somebody has to win that division.
Right.
Whereas I look at the NFC North and there's 3 teams that you could look at and say that not surprising at all if this team makes the playoffs. And then the Vikings, I think, are a pretty decent wild card in the NFC this year as well. Like, I do think the NFC North is somewhat towards the top.
It's the deepest division, no doubt. Because, I mean, even last year, like, they were the only division that had no team go below 500. The argument I would make is the NFC West has 3 Super Bowl contenders in it. And the NFC North has...
One,
and that's us being a little, like, Lions biased, right?
Well, if we're talking divisions with 3 Super Bowl contenders... Doesn't the AFC South or the AFC West also have to be on here?
That's a good point.
AFC West and NFC West are very similar in that there's one team that maybe scores a bunch of points this year, and the Cardinals and the Raiders both have a pretty good skill set of weapons. Quarterback very much in question.
Should
defense
both be bad, though.
Yeah, should ultimately be bad. But those 3 other teams between the Broncos, Chiefs, and Chargers, and then in the NFC West, the Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers, they're all Super Bowl contenders. I think one of those teams has to be the top.
Like on generic sportsbook, 3 of the top 7 Super Bowl favorites are in the NFC West.
Then I think that has to be the top division.
And the favorite is the Rams as well. Like
that puts them, and the defending Super Bowl champs.
Like, yeah, I think the NFC West has to be number 1. Then we can get into a debate about the AFC West versus the North, because we can say, yes, there are 3 Super Bowl contenders, quote unquote, in the AFC West. Do you or I, since this is our list, do you or I really think the Chargers or the Broncos could win the Super Bowl? Because I don't.
I do.
Can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think I'm that bullish on the Chargers.
Like the Broncos
going into
capped out last year. They should have went to the Super Bowl last year. The Bo Nix injury did screw them over. That was their year to do it. The Chargers, they have to win a playoff game before I can say they're going to win the Super Bowl.
That'd
be like saying the Lions were going to win the Super Bowl a couple years ago, you know?
But they should have, like that was kind of their year.
They didn't, like.
I know. I'm very bullish on the Chargers heading into this season. I think last year, if they have, both of their offensive linemen healthy, they probably do win that playoff game. If Herbert's going to play like he did last year, I do think that that's going to be one of the better teams in the AFC. And then with Denver, we've talked about this. The first place schedule out in the AFC is not as daunting as it typically is because you don't have to play Kansas City, you don't have to play Baltimore, and you don't have to play Buffalo.
Well, they have to play Kansas City twice.
They'll have to play Kansas City. What's the reason that the Denver should be worse, though? If Bo Nix goes into year 3.
I think just the fact that they went, would they go 14-3 last year?
Yeah, a lot of one-score wins.
Mahomes gonna be healthy. Like that'd be my number one reason. A division that has been won by the same team in like 10 straight years. I think it's probably going to return to the means a little bit.
Nonetheless, three really good teams. Good.
3 playoff teams should be. Yes. Like, I think that's fair. But I also think the NFC North has maybe 4. Like, that you could make an argument for. Obviously, 3 is the safe assumption. I would go NFC North over AFC West, but if you want to make the case for the West, that's cool with me.
I'm
I don't
fine
know
with
where
the
you're
North
at.
because I think the Vikings are just significantly better than the Raiders.
100%.
And that, to me, is the determining factor. Now, I think the
and I
Chiefs
don't
are
think
maybe
the
better than any of the teams.
Agreed. But I don't think, like, the group of 3 of, like, the 3 playoff teams, Packers, Bears, Lions versus Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, I don't think they're that different. I don't think that they're that different.
I like the depth of the other division more if you only are looking at the top 3. Like, whoever you think is the 3rd best team in that division
is
in
better
the
than
West
the 3rd of the
is better than the
Chicago Bears
or the Bears.
Yeah.
I think
Sure.
the Lions and Chiefs are comparable, but then
So we're putting that much weight into the 4th place team. At that point, we might as well just take the AFC West.
I think the 2nd and 3rd team in each division, it favors the AFC West rather than the NFC North. But I think the Vikings push it over the top. I would lean, man, that's tough.
Well, and you're saying the Chiefs are better than the Lions, so you're picking the top 3 teams in the West. Just the 4th place team's going to hold that much weight? It sounds like we're taking the AFC West.
I would go AFC West, but are you saying North? I don't want it.
I'm just not as high on the other teams, I think, as you are. But I also am not very high on, like, the Bears this year. I think the Bears are going to have some major regression. It's mainly just a Lions thing. I think it's West. I think we go AFC West.
Okay. AFC West is our 2nd division.
No, NFC North for sure 3rd. Lock it up. They could easily be number 1 as well.
Okay. AFC West will be 2. NFC North 3.
North still has the best 1 through 4, though.
I agree. Can I propose the AFC South with the Houston Texans, the Chargers, or not the Chargers, the Jaguars, 2 playoff teams in this division last year, the Colts, who I'm not very high on. You know what? I really only think there's 2 strong teams in that division.
Yeah,
and if I'm going
like,
a division
are they even that strong?
And if I'm going with a division with only 2 really strong teams, it would be the AFC North. I'm sorry, the AFC East with the Patriots and the Bills.
But they're going to have 2 of the worst teams in the league, though. They have 2, like, stinkers. It's not like the AFC South where they have, the Colts should be fine. We all think the Titans are going to be better. The Dolphins and Jets might combine for 4 wins.
Yeah.
I would make a case for a completely different division here.
Let's hear it.
I think the NFC East has pretty good depth this year.
Oh.
The Eagles are going to be good. You and I are kind of both in on the Cowboys for this year.
Yep.
The Commanders should at least bounce back to start the year, depending on how healthy they're going to be. But, like, them winning 5 games again, I'd be pretty shocked. And
I think they're
everybody's
going to go above 500.
And with John Harbaugh there, the Giants, they're not going to be terrible. They have a pretty solid roster, honestly. Like, I think 1 through 4, they're pretty good with the Eagles being their, like, top team.
But are you going to be totally shocked if they only have 2 teams go above 500?
So you think 2 teams are going to go above 500 in the other 2 divisions you just said?
I think
and
there's a chance in the South.
No, there's only 2 of them.
I know, but I think there's also I would say that AFC South has a chance of having 3 teams go above 500 with the Colts. They could be a 9-17.
Yeah, I actually
kind of
like the Colts.
I
would go AFC. I would go AFC South, but AFC East, I would not put them over the
just because
NFC
they're
East.
bad.
They have 2 terrible teams.
So this is basically coming down to the AFC South and the NFC East. So who do we like as the top team in each division?
I think I would still take the Eagles over any team, personally.
I agree.
But then, like, they're like Houston and Jacksonville. I don't even know who is the top team there.
I would take either of them over the Cowboys, though.
Yes, agreed.
That's where it gets kind of tricky. I would have the Cowboys 4th.
And then the 3rd place team, you have like a Commanders-Colts debate. I think that's pretty close, honestly. That's kind of a wash. And then you would just take I would take the Giants over Tennessee, though.
You have to.
I would be fine with putting AFC South above the East.
Okay. AFC South.
That's 4th?
That's 4th. And then right into NFC East.
I think
next.
NFC East has to be 5th. Yeah.
Now, are we overlooking the fact that the AFC East does have 2 legitimate Super Bowl contenders?
I think that probably makes it 6th.
Okay. AFC.
But then it's like the AFC North is always like a crapshoot. And if we do, like the Ravens are, what are they Super Bowl favorites wise? They're
It's
the
up
third
there.
favorite to win the Super Bowl. Like,
Are you serious?
they do have that going for them.
Are we just completely undermining that division? But
Right.
like the other,
Like
and the
Pittsburgh's
Bengals,
going to
they
be
got
fine,
the Bengals
and then
as
they
well.
have the Bengals, but like they do have the Browns, which is really going to hold them back. I think we go AFC East above that division still. Pats Bills in itself is just it's enough.
Wait, what was the fifth team we had?
Fifth was NFC East. Right after the
Not
AFC
feeling
South.
as confident about that trading away AJ Brown, but let's play this thing out. So after the AFC East, we were going to go AFC North over AFC East over the AFC North.
I think so, right? With having Pats
True
Bills.
legit Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, but the North has one, and then they have like two maybe playoff teams. And I would take the Browns over the Jets and Dolphins next year. I would take them both.
I probably would too, but that offense is still going to be pretty
Totally.
rough. I mean, we're talking about three of the five worst teams.
And we're
in the
also
league.
in like agreement that last place is the NFC South, right?
Yeah, for the 100th year in a row.
Yeah, that's fair.
NFC South is going to be last. So we're basically debating between what's a better division, the AFC
East or North?
East or North.
I think we still just have to go East. They do have the team that went to the Super Bowl plus Josh Allen and the Bills, who are the second favorite to win the Super Bowl. Dolphins and Jets are both going to be terrible, but hopefully it doesn't hold them back that much.
Okay, so our order is NFC West is the best division, AFC West is the second, NFC North, AFC South, NFC East, AFC North, and NFC South. The AFC North has a chance to screw us over and be actually a lot higher.
They also could just have the NFC North as number one.
Let's find out.
Just because of the depth.
You nailed it. NFC North is in fact the number one team listed. NFC West is number two.
I just don't really agree with that.
I'm with you. AFC West we have is 3, so we got the top 3 correct. AFC North is 4. See, I knew it. That was one that we could get screwed on.
Come on.
It is one where we could get screwed on because what are the odds that the Steelers just end up going 9-8 again? The Ravens are good, and the Bengals make the playoffs as well.
And the Browns are like 6 wins, which isn't that bad in the grand scheme of things.
Not for a worse team in the division.
Yeah.
No. Let's see. AFC South is 5th, so we had them one 4th, spot too high.
Yeah.
Yep. NFC East is 6th.
So we just had that. So, yeah, the AFC North is really the division that screwed us over here.
AFC East is 7th. Yeah, we got basically.
Got that right.
Yeah, we were. And then, of course, the NFC South is last unanimously. Yeah, I'm with you. I just disagree on the fact that the NFC West is listed
I
as
love being like the
best
biased
team.
NFC North guy. Like, I love doing that whole thing. But the NFC West is absolutely loaded.
3 legitimate Super Bowl. Well, 2 legitimate Super Bowl contenders
Plus
and the 49ers.
they have the favorite and the team that won it last year. Plus the Niners are like a team that they're at least going to be good, you know?
Yeah, I'm with you. That's the best division in football. But there's not a better division with a 4th-place team than the NFC North.
Yeah, which I guess this list, who wrote this on NFL.com?
I think it was a combination of a handful
It
of
must have been
people.
valued more and more, that the depth of each division. Nick Shook.
Yes, Nick Shook.
Sorry, Nick. I disagree.
989-837-6125. Let's rip some packs for Curveball Collectibles when we come back. Thanks to Big Win Wednesday. Be ready to text in 989-837-6125 for a chance to win a nice little prize thanks to Garber Chevrolet, who makes Big Win Wednesday possible every single week. 10 o'clock hour is brought to you by Aired Insurance. They understand they got to put you in a better insurance position. Whether it's your home, auto, life, or business coverage, they make sure protecting your life is actually a fit for you. If you're looking for a team that takes the guesswork out of insurance, this is it. Be sure to go follow Aired Insurance Group on social media. Stay connected and see how they're helping people every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.
Big Win Wednesday, possible every Wednesday. Thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet. In the studio with us this week, Curveball Collectibles, Mike Wilson here with us. Brought us a bunch of good stuff. So, to my surprise, we're not just doing one giveaway today. We're doing 4 different giveaways today, thanks to, again, our friends over at Curveball Collectibles. Mike, how's it going?
Great. Yeah, we got 4 giveaways today. We got a hobby box, a complete set.
That's this one?
That's going to be the hobby box, Series 2. You could pull McGonigal short print rookies and then a complete set, which has Kevin McGonigal and J.J. Weatherholt in it. And then we've got a Marvel value box and a WWE value box.
How long has WWE been doing these cards for?
Oh, man, long time.
Are you a WWE guy?
Oh, we're big WWE guys at the shop.
Really?
Yeah.
I am too. We always joke around, a couple of the other guys that work over in the production room are big WWE guys. Kyle's not, and we're trying to get him to be a little bit more into it.
How is that possible?
How is Kyle not?
Yeah.
Explain, Kyle.
I never got into it. I don't know. It never was my thing.
I do feel like if you are not into it as a kid,
Right.
the odds of you getting into it ever are just very minimal.
Yeah,
but if you watch it as a kid, you'll get back into it at some point.
Yeah, I date myself. Hogan is where I started with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, mid-'80s.
That was that the Mania in Detroit?
Yeah.
Did you go?
I did not go. No, but and then when I had my kids, early 2000s, that was the best time when we got back into it with Stone Cold, The Rock, Cena.
Yeah, you always go away. You become too cool for it in high school, and then you go away, and then eventually you just get roped back into it. And you're like, oh, this is awesome. You start to appreciate it on a different level. So we've got 4 different giveaways. Again, we've got the WWE giveaway. We've got the Topps Chrome Marvel one, and then this is the hobby box, and this is the collector set, correct?
The complete set, Series 1 and 2, and it's got 4 short print rookies in it that are only exclusive to the set, which would be Kevin McGonigal, J.J. Weatherholt, Carson Benj, and J.P. Crawford. Or not J.P. Crawford, Justin Crawford.
And then you and I are going to rip some packs as well with Kyle.
For sure.
Here's the number. Here is the keyword to text in. You've got a chance to win times 4 because usually we're only doing 1. So 4 different winners today. Text in curveball to 989-837-6125. Again, that's curveball to 989-837-6125. And sometime over the next 20 minutes or so, I'll be texting 4 different people about which one that they have won. Send in a preference, too, if you have a preference for which box you want to receive. No guarantee you get that, but may as well put one in. All right, what do you say you and I start ripping some?
Let's rip some packs. We're going to rip 2026 Donruss Elite, new product last week. We're chasing McGonigal autos, Connor Griffin, all the top prospects.
Is McGonigal like the hottest card right now that people are trying to get, just overall, not just with the Elite, not just with the tops? But
in our state, of course, yes, but I think overall the census is yes. But this rookie class,
really good
in the American League and National League this year is crazy.
Like strong compared to most years, or just?
I always say it every year. There's no way it's going to exceed what happened the year before, and it just does.
Yeah, it's funny because it feels like across all sports, players are just entering leagues much more ready to compete with pro-level players. You see it in the NBA. You're seeing it in Major League Baseball, people flying up the prospect rankings.
I see it in baseball, but I also see what they put in place, 4 years ago with the new contract, where they give you an option if you bring that guy from spring training, you can get an extra year of control and possibly a draft pick if he wins Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
So I think they're letting the guys come now because there's more incentive to do that, and if you're built to win, you might as well have them up right now.
Yeah.
No reason holding them back.
Did you see, too? We can start opening these as well. Did you see the owners put in a proposal where they're trying to get all players to potentially go to college for 2 years? So no more players out of high school.
Really?
Potential. I mean,
we don't
know
that.
What's going to happen with CBA and everything this offseason, but that was one thing that they proposed. I'm sure the players will turn that down. But
I think they have to. I mean, when you have a special guy coming out of high school, he can start his career quicker, and then he can get paid quicker as well, too.
Yeah.
Owners already have.
They're saving money. That's what they want to do.
That's exactly what they're doing. Yeah.
No McGonigal for me in the
No
first
McGonigal?
round.
These ones with Connor Griffin on are the ones I'm opening? Is
that
right?
Yeah.
You get McGonigal yet?
Not yet. I will.
I got a Brandon Sproat.
Just wait.
Good pitcher for the Mets. Yeah, yesterday in store we opened a box of Topps Finest baseball.
Okay.
Terrible box until the last pack. Nolan McLean, super refractor rookie.
Really?
Yeah.
1 and 1?
1 of 1, super refractor.
How often do you guys just be ripping packs at the store? Just we're bored. Let's open one up right here.
It's the first time I've ripped a box in a minute, but in the store constantly, you can walk in and at the high top tables, you'll see people ripping packs.
This worth anything?
Who is it?
Seth Hernandez.
Is it numbered?
98 mile per hour is what it says.
It looks like there's a serial number right in there too.
Yeah, 169, 275.
Yeah, he's the top guy. He's a flamethrower. That's another Mizorowski coming right there for the Pirates.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Still in their farm system right now?
Yes, he's their. I think he's their number 1.
Oh, all right.
So we got Charlie Condon, Eli Willits.
I just got a Mike Piazza old.
Yeah, that's cool
card.
because
Nice,
you get the legends in too. I just got a Barry Larkin,
Very
Michigan
cool.
guy. Luke Keeschel. No auto yet for any of us. So there's 2 autos in this box.
We did just get I pulled a Dodgers prospect card who's at the level below Great Lakes right now, so might see him on the loons at some point.
Who'd you get?
Ching Shen Ko.
Okay. Oh, he's
outfielder.
He's really good.
Yeah, Dodgers number 14 prospect.
Yep. Travis Bazzana.
Maybe potentially
all-star.
Oh, you got a Bazzana one?
I got a Bazzana.
There you go.
Yeah.
Potentially post-trade deadline, he'll be
Who knows?
up here with Great Lakes.
Only 19 years old, so
Yeah, he's got a huge ceiling.
another outfielder. So just add.
It's nice here too. A Spellbound Aaron Judge. That's a nice one right there. You're looking for the Spellbounds in here as well.
And then what's the other one that will eventually open here as well?
That's going to be the signature class basketball.
Oh. That's got Kyle Rayne all over it.
That's
the
got
basketball cards.
Cooper Flagg, Con Knippel.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I just got an Eli Willits.
There you go. Number 1 pick last year.
Yeah.
I got a Kate Anderson, one of these full throttle ones as well.
Yep. I got King Felix.
Oh,
Career best of 199. Did you get an auto?
I got the auto.
What'd you get?
What?
Our guy Prince Fielder
Let's go. We'll take and the
Really?
Tigers uniform too.
in a Tigers uniform.
Okay.
Prince Fielder, the auto one.
Really? Show that to the cam.
This
Ben.
one's awesome.
So if you want, throw that in the giveaway. We can throw that in the giveaway if you want to do that.
What if I
well,
wanna
too.
keep it?
If you want to
I'm
keep
just
it, you keep it though. Go ahead.
We can throw this in one of the giveaways.
Roman
That's
Anthony.
awesome.
Roman Anthony.
You got a Roman Anthony
Yeah.
one? A signature?
Not auto. No. Roman Anthony regular. He just got sent down. He's hurt though.
Kyle, do you
Yeah.
need more?
No, I still got a couple.
Okay.
So how soon do like the rookies that just got drafted, Mike, get cards involved?
Oh, they'll have cards in Bowman draft this December.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And then some of the guys will get held back for the Bowman the following year. Here we go. Talking Tigers. How about Sweet Lou?
Nice.
Lou Whitaker?
Nice. There
Very
we go.
cool.
OG.
Best second baseman in my lifetime.
How quickly do you familiarize yourself with a lot of these like prospects to where like is it do you wait until the cards come out or do you know like a lot of the guys that just got
I know a
drafted?
lot of these guys right away. Some of the high school kids we know like freshman, sophomore year. We're already like looking at what we're looking to invest in ourselves.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that you as a card or
That's just me as a card
collectible
guy.
owner or
Yeah.
just a card guy?
Just across the board because I need to be able to have that information for our guys when they're in ripping packs, what they're looking for as well.
yeah. There's not just a store owner. You got to be able to know all
Exactly.
this stuff too, and what
Exactly.
you're looking for.
Josh Hamilton, 359 batting average card. It's like a horizontal one. Just looks
Okay.
cool at least.
Ethan Holiday one,
There we go.
a little shiny.
That's what is that one numbered or no?
Numbered, yes, 1899.
Okay.
What does it mean when it is
Oh,
numbered?
it's 18 of 99.
Oh, that's what that means.
We need to sleeve that one up for you. There we go. That's a good one. That's one of the topper guys you're looking for
I
right there.
was. Well, you said the serial number. And I was like,
Yeah,
I
the
don't- I'm
serial
not
number is
exactly
going to be
sure what that
stamped on the
means.
card.
And that means how many there actually are.
Yeah,
that
of that
exist.
parallel. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I
there
just
was
got
ano-
the
there might
Ethan
have been
Holiday
another one.
too.
Got
Ben.
Ethan, you got Ethan Holiday too.
Yeah.
Is it the stamped one?
Spellbound.
Spellbound, that's good.
Yeah.
I thought I pulled another one.
I got an auto
Ooh, here we go.
Who we got?
and another Spellbound judge. Since we're talking Tigers, this guy played. Did he play? Did he play 2 seasons with us? I think. How about Gary Sheffield, the 25,
Oh, very nice.
nice.
and a Yankees uniform too?
Getting some good throwbacks.
Yeah.
All right, here's the deal. I'm going to take a peek at the mint messages, see how many texts we got, start selecting a couple winners. When we come back, we're going to keep opening these. We're going to open the basketball ones as well. Again, we've got 4 different giveaway boxes. Got the Chrome Tops WWE, got the Chrome Tops Marvel, we got the Hobby Box, and then the full collector set as well. So 4 different people are going home with a prize. Again, just text in curveball to 989-837-6125. Big Win Wednesday made possible by our friends over at Garber Chevrolet.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. We're going to continue ripping packs. I've reached out to 3 different people. Make sure we get a reply from you guys so we can confirm that we want the different boxes. I will reach out to one more person as soon as we go to break the first time. Don't worry. If you got that original text message saying you're a winner, we will get all the details sorted out on when you can pick this up, where you can pick it up, all of that stuff. But just give us a little bit here. So let's keep ripping up these packs because so far in this box that we've gotten,
It's been amazing.
like out of 10 so far, what would you say?
It's a 10 out of 10 box so far.
Really?
The only thing that could have been better is if we would have got maybe a prospect auto, but we'll take Gary Sheffield and Prince Fielder.
All right.
A couple Tigers especially, too.
Yeah.
Perfect for the show.
Yeah.
All worked out. So are we guaranteed to not have any more of the auto ones?
You could have one. I mean, you never know. See, I like the packs like this too. Like this pack right here. Jim Rice, Hall of Famer.
Nice.
Edgar Martinez, Hall of Famer. George Brett, Hall of Famer.
I got the 100-mile-per-hour Hagen Smith one.
There we go. How about Paul Skeens? And then, hey, look at this guy. Zaire Hope.
There he is.
We
That's
got
your guy,
Zaire.
Kyle.
That's
Zaire.
awesome.
I like
Very
Zaire.
cool.
I think Zaire is going to have a huge career.
Who's
I just
your
don't know if
player
it's going to
comp
be with
for
the
him?
Dodgers.
Yeah, exactly. Who's your player comp for him? Because when he was here, I was like fascinated with him because he's this speedy, like looks like he could be playing football and playing a running back somewhere. There's just not a lot of outfielders that look the way that he does, and I've always tried to think of who does he remind me of.
I like his hit comp to Rafael Devers.
Okay, I like that.
hit comp.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I've got a McGonagall.
You got a McGonagall.
I did, yes. It just looks like one of the regular ones.
Yeah.
But still, pretty sweet.
Take
Rookie
Kevin
card
McGonagall.
McGonagall, yeah.
Yeah, we'll take Kevin.
And I just got this Connor Griffin, also Bill Mazeroski's on it too. It's like a double.
Oh, it's a duel.
Back to the Future card.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't think we had one of those yet.
Yeah.
So,
Is that the Skeens
Very
one you got?
interesting.
is that a spellbound?
Yes.
Nope. My Skeens I got was just a regular base Skeens.
No number on it.
Nope.
Still,
But the spellbounds are
Skeens.
good. You're looking for spellbounds.
What's the difference between the spellbounds?
So the
and
spellbounds
regulars?
are cool. Like, see the Aaron Judge, it's got the J
Yeah. Oh.
and the E. So you can, if you get them all, you spell
Oh, the
their
S
last
is
name.
for the Skeens.
Yeah.
Not the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's really cool.
So what you're doing is collecting the whole last name and you put it together.
That's cool. I like that.
Yep.
All right. So we've also got the basketball set to start opening.
Yeah, so we got 2025, 26 Topps signature class basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Cooper Flag, Con Kneppel, Ace Bailey, looking for LeBron James autographs, Steph Curry. I mean, Topps Fanatics took over the basketball licensing, and they took it to another level.
Okay.
Definitely another level.
You're telling me there's a LeBron in here.
Let's go.
Come
Yeah,
on.
that'd be crazy.
Oh, I like the way that these ones look.
So you're going to have the paper version, and you're going to have possible chrome in there as well, too, where they're more shiny.
Okay. Is this what a chrome one would look like for Edgecombe?
Yep, Edgecombe. There you go.
Nice.
Ooh, I just got the Ron Holland, too.
Did ya?
Pistons love. Yeah.
I got one of the most hated guys in basketball, orange parallel, Grayson Allen.
It's pretty good.
I would love him on my team, though.
Yeah.
100%.
I would love it even more if you got him for free, which is essentially what who got him?
Charlotte, yeah.
Charlotte.
Charlotte, yeah, it was
basically got
nothing.
him for
Yeah.
free.
This is the guy I was hoping we would pick up this offseason was Kobe White.
I was hoping the exact same thing. Him or Io or one of those guys that got moved at the deadline, and of course,
I really
they haven't
think-
really done anything.
I don't know what you guys think, but I think that Durant thing's real.
I think that there is smoke with the Durant thing. I think if they could land Trey Murphy instead, that's their preferred guy.
For sure. And he's younger.
And he's younger on a cheaper deal.
And he shoots what, 41% from 3-point land.
Yeah, 50% from the corners.
Yes, it's crazy.
It'd be a
McGonigal and Durant at the All-Star game last night dapped each other up too.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Kevin, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Kevins.
Okay. Well, let's see here.
I think it makes sense from a basketball standpoint.
Another Grayson Allen.
I got a Trey Johnson. Is that the chrome? A little thicker.
Oh, here we go. I can't stand this team.
What team?
The Knicks.
You get a Brunson?
Yeah. And it's a orange parallel. It's the chrome one too.
So it's a pretty good card.
Yeah, it's a good card.
What's the difference between these two? I got a Trey Johnson and a Jalen.
So that's a
Green.
refractor, and then the orange parallel, which are exclusive to that box.
Okay, nice. Kyle, you get anything enticing in there?
I got this Ron Holland. I got a couple. I got a Scoot Henderson, former top pick.
Mm-hmm.
Shaden Sharp, another one. A couple Portland guys.
Some Blazers.
Yeah, go save those guys from. Go save those guys from Portland. That's really what they need to do.
We'll see what happens with Ja Morant there.
Ugh.
What could possibly go wrong? All right,
He said he needed a reset, so we'll see what happens.
you could say that again. All right, so we've got 4 different boxes that we're giving away. Again, thanks to Curveball Collectibles. You guys have one more chance. We've given away 3 of them so far. Text in Curveball for a chance to win the 4th. 989-837-6125. Mike Wilson, owner of the shop, appreciate you so much for stopping by.
Yeah.
Look at this. We're walking away with a couple cool things to put up here around the, I don't know where the Miggy or where the Prince Fielder one just
It's
went.
right up front here.
Oh, right up front. Let me show this to the camera again.
Yeah.
I think this is our most prized possession that we got.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So, pretty cool stuff.
Also, if I could just say real quick, if you guys come in the next couple of days, we're going to have pairs of tickets to give away for this weekend with West Michigan in town.
Oh, nice.
So I think we're giving away 5 pairs of tickets this weekend.
Sweet. Are you going to make your way out to any of the games?
We're going to try to make it Saturday.
Get a little Bryce Rayner
Yeah,
scouting
I think Saturday's
report in.
Marvel Day.
Saturday is
It is,
Marvel
yes.
Day.
Yeah.
We're doing fireworks after the game Friday and Saturday this upcoming weekend. So, and with West Michigan town, chance to come see Rayner, who I'm
It's
starting
hot.
to not finally, but I'm starting to be open-minded to the idea that maybe he is the best hitter in the Tigers prospects
I think
system
so.
right now
I
over
think so.
Clark.
I think so. When he was here the last time, I think he played one game, and he was bad. When he came to visit the last time,
Yeah, he was fresh
and he was
up.
hurt
He was, I believe that's
because he only
correct.
played 2 games of the 6 when he was here the last time.
Is that Kyle would remember that?
I can't really remember, honestly. It definitely didn't play a whole series. Yeah.
It was his first month or so up with West Michigan, so he didn't wow me. His shortstop stuff was really good defensively.
Yeah,
really strong.
Yeah, because I think Kevin McGonigal will end up being a third baseman.
Yeah.
With Rayner coming.
And it's funny because he's been good at shortstop. The advanced numbers don't love him, but just watching him every day, he's totally fine out there. He holds his own
For sure.
So okay. Tell us a little bit more. Where's the shop is? What's going on new at the shop? Obviously, you got the Loons tickets that you guys are giving away. You got all these new, boxes as well. What's the new stuff in the store, and where can people find you?
166 North Center. That's in the Blocks Plaza, Gratiot Center in the township. We're in the same parking lot as Tony's Restaurant and the Dry Cleaners. Today's new products out today. We got 2026 Immaculate Baseball. It's a high-end baseball product, $500 per box. I think you get 6 autographs, but we're going to be chasing McGonigal autos again today. Connor Griffin, all the guys, Skeens. It's a great product. And then we've got Parkhurst Hobby out today as well, too, for the hockey, chasing the Mises and the Schaefers today for the hockey products.
Cool.
Yep.
So for all you collectors out there, Mike Wilson, you can talk ball with him at the shop most of the time, right?
Oh, for sure. And my staff, we have a knowledgeable staff, too. When you walk in, there's a lot of people always in the store, and you'll see at our high top tables, people are always ripping packs. That is the thing that we're pushing more, is ripping a pack a day. It's the thing we do with Adam from Z93, and it's really taken a life of its own. But all the kids that come in the shop get a free pack, too. Every time the kid walks in, they get a free pack of cards.
So it's not just a place where you can buy the cards. It's also somewhat of an environment and culture that you guys have built
It's
there,
a community we have built, and we're all about the hobby. We're all about the youth.
Nice. Well, that's awesome. Mike Wilson, again, representing Curveball Collectibles. We'll get to our winners. If you've been contacted as one of the winners, hang tight. We will get all the details worked out on what box you did win. All that coming up and more. Again, we got to get to the Amon-Ra St. Brown thing because one NFL executive decided to leave him off of a top 10 list. I'll tell you why that's ridiculous here, coming up here on the Ben Bosscher Show.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, Kyle, all four of our winners for our giveaway, again, thanks to Curveball Collectibles for coming in and giving us a bunch of different stuff to give away for our listeners, and also thanks to Garber Chevrolet for making Big Win Wednesday possible. All four of our winners have been reached out to. I'm going to collect the names. Once I get all of them, then I'll give all of them a shout-out here in the 11 o'clock hour. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan. 4 winners, man. Jeez, oh Pete's.
I know he sprung
Not
that
one,
on us.
not
He's
two,
like, I
not
got
three.
so much stuff we can give away 4 different items today. I was like, okay, let's
It's
do
got
this.
so much stuff.
I feel like we had a pretty successful box opening there.
I think so too. I mean, well, obviously that Prince Fielder, like, really nice card that you pulled. I don't know much about cards, so it's hard to tell when I don't know if like I got something good or not. But the fact that I got the McGonagall and then I got that cool Connor Griffin one in the same pack.
Yeah.
That was the same pack.
The Back to the Future one is sick.
I know. That was like back-to-back cards. It was McGonagall was the first one, and that was the second one. And even in that pack, had some cool legends in there. Like a Felix Hernandez was in there too. Like, pretty sweet, man.
10 of 10. Because Mike kept saying, like, what's the number?
Which
on it?
one is that?
The Prince Fielder. There's only 10 of these that exist.
Really?
And I thought that was going to be like, oh my God, it's worth like thousands of dollars. He was like, yeah, it's probably like $60 bucks. I was like, still, this is.
Out of a pack, though, yeah. Like
I mean, this just, I wouldn't sell this for $60. This just looks cool to come sit over here.
100%.
10 of 10 cards.
It's going to join the collection of bobbleheads in front of you, I guess.
May as well. Prince Fielder, man, right here. I'd say we had a pretty successful outing.
I think so, too.
We'll have to have Mike back on.
So you can
as
have a
soon as
successful outing if you're the winner.
That's right. We're
And you
giving
get some of
away
these packs.
Yeah, I think. Well, we don't have exactly what we just opened, but we've got the
Yeah.
Topps Heritage box or the Hobby box. Got
Which
the
that has
collectible
like
set.
a crazy amount of stuff in it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then 2 of the one of the Marvel, one of the WWE boxes as well. So we'll get all the winner stuff sorted out here from now until the end of the show and give you guys the details, our winners, on where to pick them up and which box you won. Okay, so where do you want to go right here? I had the Amon-Ra St. Brown stuff planned out for the 9 o'clock hour, and we haven't got
You
to
can do
that
that till
yet.
11 if you wait till 11 if you want.
Yeah, I want to spend a little bit more time on it than what we actually have. So here's what we're going to do.
What's this playoff thing you wanted to do?
Oh, the playoff thing. Well, the Steve Eiserman thing.
We can hit that at the start of 11, right?
Sure.
Or at some point there.
That pretty much derailed us. I thought of
It
a
did.
playoff thing because it's it's that time of the year you got to kind of come up with stuff. And I saw something where I was like, oh, I'm going to ask Kyle this on the show because I thought it was a really tough one. I stared at it for like 5 minutes and couldn't come up with an answer. I think I know what you're going to say, though. If you could only watch one group for the rest of your life, which group are you choosing? Group A is the World Cup, the college football playoffs, the NBA playoffs, and the Masters.
Ooh, this is going to be tough to keep track of.
Do you want to write it down?
Yeah, let me write this down.
Group A is the FIFA World Cup, the college football playoff, the NBA playoffs, and the Masters.
I mean, that one in itself, like, not sure how that's going to get beaten. I don't like the college football playoff, though. That's always been my take. So, anyways.
Group B
Okay.
is the Stanley Cup playoffs, March Madness,
Pretty hot start for Group B.
Major League Baseball postseason,
That's pretty good, too.
and the NFL playoffs.
Oh.
I know you read the first one, you're like, this one can't get beat. I'm not giving up the Masters and the NBA playoffs for the rest of my life.
Okay, I legit don't need to hear Group C or D or however many other
It's
groups
only
there
2
are.
groups. It's
Oh,
only
it's
two
only
groups.
2? Yeah, I guess that makes sense because what else would be in there?
I think
Yeah,
the
it's Group
answer has
B.
to be B, but
It's 1,000% Group
to
B.
not watch the NBA playoffs for the rest of your life, I mean, that it gives you the most content for sure. Like, it's the most amount of games
Here's
that you
what
can
I'll say,
watch.
though. Here's what I'll say. Each version that Group B has is just a better version of the other one. Like, I love the NBA playoffs. March Madness is better. It's the
I
better.
disagree.
It's the better basketball postseason.
I
You
think
disagree?
the NBA playoffs are more memorable at the end of the day. I think the madness is so maddening that it all just ends up being a blur by the time you get, like, right now I'm trying to think back as to the big March Madness moments from this past year. They all just blend together, whereas I can remember all the different series in the NBA
Sure,
playoffs.
it is more memorable, I guess, just from a legacy standpoint, and the fact that it's pro sports. Like, guys are in the league for longer. These college basketball guys are just here for 4 years or sometimes 7.
The madness is more about the culture of just sitting down
The
and
madness
doing
is
nothing.
like the literal sitting there watching it, like nonstop. OMG, this is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. So I will still say that I will still fight for March Madness. I love the NBA playoffs. I'm not saying they stink. March Madness is just the best. The NFL playoffs is 1,000 times better than the college football playoff. I will never, ever, take that take away. I will argue with anyone who thinks the college football playoff is better than the NBA or the NFL playoffs.
I'm with it, even though we both don't really like the Super Bowl that much. The actual,
Yeah, the Super Bowl I don't like.
but the playoffs leading up to conference championship weekend. Oh my God!
I'm telling you, I'll take week 9 of the NFL over the Super Bowl. It's just how I feel. Stanley Cup playoffs, the better cup. Well, the World Cup only happens once every 4 years.
Yeah.
So that's the tough part. Is like that's what makes it special. So taking that away, I've also felt like I've made this pretty clear since we've covered the World Cup this year. I'm not a big soccer fan.
Mm-hmm.
The Stanley Cup playoffs, I will say I don't really get into it till the later stages.
It's the baseball that's like it's just
Baseball
incredible
playoffs is
TV.
and I love the Masters, man. I love the Masters because it's the kickoff of the golf season. And I've seen some people say to take the U.S. Open is better than the Masters. I won't go that far.
I like that it's the same course every year.
Yeah. It just has a ton of legacy to it. It has a lore. But the MLB playoffs is awesome, man.
Electric.
Yeah. So Group B with the Stanley Cup, March Madness, MLB, and NFL playoffs, 1,000% wins. Now, if you're a soccer fan,
1,000%.
you probably take the World Cup one just because the World Cup is like the most special one of all.
It's really hard to give up the NBA playoffs, but I would agree with you. I couldn't just not know what happened in the NFL playoffs after watching 18
What is
weeks
the
worth
best
of games.
playoffs, though? Like, if you could only pick one to watch, or like you had to rank
I
one
think the
first, it's
best
just the NFL playoffs?
Playoffs is the NFL, but if I'm only doing championship, I think it's probably Major League Baseball, World Series, or NBA Finals.
Yeah. Yeah, I just will always lean to the one-game playoffs just have a little bit different spice to them than the series.
Correct.
That's
It's
why
so hard to get to a Super
the
Bowl.
NFL playoffs and March Madness, just them being the one game in elimination per round, it adds a different spice to it. And obviously the World Cup is in the same way. Whereas the series, not saying the series are bad and everything, but it's just you can afford to lose. Like you can afford to go down 2-0 and still come back and win.
But then it leads to chapters, which I think become very fascinating. Like the end of all of those NBA Finals games stack on top of each other and how the response is from the other team. That, to me, is like, it makes for the best stories. It makes for the best book. It makes
creates
for the best
rivalries as well, of course. It creates storylines. Yeah, 100%.
It makes for the best documentaries.
But like,
later
imagine
on.
if Chiefs-Bills, their AFC title game the year where they come back and it's like, okay, that was game 1. The Bills can bounce back in game 2. It wouldn't feel the same.
Yeah, and that's why football it's America's number one sport.
It's trumped everything.
It always has, and it probably always will. All right, this is the Ben Bosscher Show live coming up in the 11 o'clock hour. We'll rehash more of the Steve Yzerman decision. The Red Wings are moving on from their GM, putting him in some fugazi role, and where he'll be an advisor to Chris Ilitch. And we'll finally get to the Amon-Ra St. Brown controversy because he was listed as an unranked receiver by one person who was polled upon the 10 best receivers.
Let's keep pushing it off.
In the NFL. Yeah, tomorrow. We'll get to it. No, I've got something really fun for tomorrow's show. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9, the mid 11 o'clock hour on the way.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding.
from the Blazy Electric Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, let's finally get into it. Amon-Ra St. Brown was listed as the 5th best receiver in the NFL, according to executives, scouts, coaches. What? ESPN has been polling all of these different groups of people, and then they come in anonymously. They've done every single position group so far, with the exception of safeties. That one's going to come out tomorrow. But Amon-Ra St. Brown being listed as the 5th best receiver. However, one person listed him as low as unranked. Kyle, I'm not going to sit here and pound my fist and tell you he needs to be higher than 5 because it's very similar to the Jared Goff situation where, yeah, his numbers suggest that he's one of the best, very, very best wide receivers in the NFL. It's the same way that the numbers suggest Jared Goff is one of the very, very best quarterbacks in the NFL when, you know, that's not always 100% true. But look, man, Amon-Ra St. Brown, over the last 3 seasons, ranks 1st in receiving touchdowns with 33, ranks 3rd in receiving yards with over 4,100, and ranks 2nd in receptions with 351 over the last 3 seasons. What on earth justification is there for having him as an unranked player on this list? Again, I'm not going to sit here and demand that he's the 2nd best guy in the league because I don't think he is. I would take Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. I think
Puka
5 is
Nacua
like
over
the
him.
right spot for him, honestly. I think it's like the perfect spot for him.
I would have him 4 or 5, and I think that's totally reasonable. I think Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are obviously ahead of him. I would have Puka Nacua ahead of him. I still would give the best slot receiver in the NFL to Amon-Ra over JSN. If JSN does what he did last year again, okay, then he probably takes the crown from Amon-Ra.
But you can at least still see the argument for JSN as well, I would hope.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I would have him as either 4 or 5. And then you get into CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, a guy that I have continued to scream is underrated. Nico Collins is ranked 8th on this list, which I love.
That's a good spot, too, for him, right? Like,
I thought it was a little bit of a personal victory lap for me because I've been screaming that, like, yes, this guy is so good. So when I found out that the execs, the coaches, and the scouts thought of him as a top 10 receiver too, it was a little bit rewarding. Like, oh, I was right. I knew it.
Yeah, I mean, he had a really good year before getting injured last year.
That's the thing. He's always hurt. He's not better than Amon-Ra St. Brown. And for some reason, one guy, at least one person, had him ranked as low as unranked, which is beyond unreasonable considering everything he's done over the past 3 years.
I don't get this one, and I don't know how many people go into these, exec coaches, scouts rating. I would assume it's a good amount of people, and then, of course, it's the averaged out number that gets you to this top 10. But, even when you just look at this list, because we've been talking about this, throughout the last couple of days, someone had Jahmyr Gibbs ranked, 9th on the running back one. They're just kind of all over the place.
I think it's just NFC North execs.
Puka Nacua at number 4. He was also unranked by someone. Nacua? Did you watch him last year?
He was unbelievable at. I thought
Jimmy always does the bit that he's the best football player he's ever watched.
I thought he was better than JSN last year. I know the stats don't reflect that because he missed a couple games at the end. I thought he was the most unstoppable player I watched every Sunday.
And there's the case to be made that, okay, certain guys, if they dealt with injury last year, I'm just going to not even rank them at all because it's just kind of a weird thing to, and I could totally understand that. Like Hutchinson, I think Hutchinson was ranked super low on one of the edge rusher lists just because a couple years ago he dealt with injury. If there's an injury situation, whatever. There's not one with St. Brown. There's not. The guy's healthy all the time.
Kyle, Thursday Night Football, Week 14, he had 92 yards on a high ankle sprain on 3 days of rest.
Like the multiple drops that he had last year has got you ranking him outside of the top 10. You can't seriously tell me that, Devontae Adams better. Malik Neighbors better. Like some of these guys on the honorable mention, Zay Flowers? You're telling me somebody had Zay Flowers in the mix and not St. Brown? Well, what are we talking about?
Does it say for the honorable mentions if they actually got votes to be in the top 10?
Well,
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, well, that's why they did get votes because they wouldn't be listed as honorable mentions.
Because then there's another group that's just called also receiving votes.
Yeah, which someone had Alec Pierce in their list.
That guy has to work for
Alec
the
Pierce.
Colts. He has to work for the Colts.
Just because he got that big contract, you think he's top 10. Okay. Here's what I would say to the people that, or to whoever did not have St. Brown in the top 10.
Open
Most
your
of you guys
effing
don't
eyes.
know really much about anything.
That's what I would say.
Relax.
582 yards after the catch in 2025 was third amongst all receivers. So it's funny because Amon-Ra doesn't have this like crazy fast 40 time. I'm sure that's part of the reason he fell. He is so quick in terms of getting in and out of his breaks and zero wasted motion, and just has this knack for finding open space across the field. That to me is way more important than your straight line speed in 2026. When are we going to give up on the, not that the 40-yard dash is totally useless, but when are we going to realize that there's just stuff that's way more of a better reflection on a receiver?
I mean, literally
than the 40?
look at the top 5 receivers on this list. Look at all of them. Chase, Jefferson, Smith and Jigba, Nakua, and St. Brown. None of those guys, maybe outside of Jamar Chase, were like these darling speedsters.
Well, yeah, the top guy, I think Chase and Jefferson didn't even run 40s because they were that guy.
Yeah, well, Chase didn't even like have to play. Like Chase was just kind of, he was a stud. He
Chase
didn't even
in
have to
high
play.
school was like,
Yeah.
this guy's going to be the best
Even
receiver
like,
in the NFL.
Like, Justin Jefferson stars in the college football playoff game. They're like, yeah, but Chase next year though, he's the real guy.
That actually
Dude didn't even
happened.
play his senior year of college football and went 5th overall in the draft. Like, so outside of Chase, because he was kind of the darling wide receiver prospect of everyone, Jefferson, JSN, Puka, St. Brown, none of these guys were like combine delights.
No, and neither was the guys behind them in CD and Pickens and Collins and A.J. Brown and Devontae Adams. These are all just excellent route
And that's
runners.
the thing, too, about all those guys outside of Chase, like that top 5, none of them were top draft picks. You have 2 guys that were picked in the middle to late first round in Jefferson and JSN. And then, of course, Nakua and St. Brown, like late round picks in general. 4th round, and I think Nakua was the 6th round, 5th round. Like,
and CD was a first-round pick. Pickens was a first-round pick.
Pickens was a first rounder.
A.J. Brown was a second-rounder.
Actually, no, Pickens was a second rounder. Yeah,
Was
Pickens
he?
was a second rounder. But Lamb was in the middle of the first round. So, like, outside of Chase, none of these guys were top picks in the draft. It's just because a lot of those top picks usually are the guys that star at the combine.
What, like, if you were going to defend whoever this guy was, whoever this exec was that had Amon-Ra unranked, what even is the case to make?
That's why I said this to you when we were looking at this list pre-show this morning. It was like him being 5, I was like, I totally agree. That's exactly where I would have him. But then when you looked at someone had him ranked as high as 2. Okay, that's interesting. My immediate reaction was, how did someone have him unranked? There isn't a case for it. You can't use the injury bug. You can't use, but he's small. He doesn't have consistent production. Oh, he's only done it for 1 year. We got to see it for more of that. There just isn't a case for St. Brown to be not in the top 10. There isn't one.
The goal in the NFL is to score points. Not a single receiver has scored more touchdowns than Amon-Ra St. Brown over the last 3 years combined. There is zero justification for having him off of your top 10 list.
And like, he's the model of consistency. Even the guys ahead of him, like JSN had the huge year last year for sure. Nakua, he's been pretty consistent since he's come in the league as well too. So that makes sense.
He's steadily improved.
Yeah, Jefferson has had a couple, last year was a shaky year for him. Not his fault at all. We both agree on that. And Jamar Chase, I don't want to say is inconsistent, but he's had multiple stretches in the last couple years with the backup quarterback, so he'll just have 20 yards in a game.
Yeah,
St.
but then
Brown,
he'll have 200
yeah, exactly.
with a
So
backup
his total stats look similar, but the game-by-game stuff is different. St. Brown, he is the model of consistency as a pass catcher.
I said the 3rd most yards after the catch last season. He's the only wideout. He's the only player with at least 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns in each of the past 3 seasons. There's consistency for you. He's also the only player to record a streak in Lions franchise history. Only Calvin Johnson has more seasons like that with 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns in Lions history. Yeah, pretty good competition for Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That guy's pretty good. We should have asked him when you saw Calvin Johnson earlier this summer if St. Brown was better.
I don't.
Who'd have better?
He probably would have said yeah. No, he probably wouldn't have.
No, he would not have.
He did have himself on the Mount Rushmore of Detroit athletes.
Of course he
which
would.
I don't disagree.
He's on it, yeah. Also, do you see on this top 10 receivers list, Jamison Williams, one of the honorable mentions?
Not an honorable mention. One of the guys that also received.
No, he was
you're
a straight
right.
up honorable mention.
Yeah, that's awesome.
One of the 6 guys that were honorable mentions off the top 10, which means that I would assume that means multiple guys had him on the list.
Yeah.
And then the also receiving votes group, I would guess, probably just had 1 spot in the top 10.
Yeah, that would make sense
in
to
a
me.
group with Drake London, Zay Flowers, Mike Evans, Malik Neighbors, and Tyreek Hill.
And
Which
honestly, I
don't
would
get
say
that
Jamison Williams is either the best or
Neighbors.
The neighbor situation.
Neighbors in London. Neighbors in London are better than JMO.
Yeah,
Like,
and obviously
no doubt
Evans
about
has
it.
put together a better career, but like I think JMO's right in that conversation with those guys, especially like as a wide receiver too. I would say there are probably players that are better. Like Devontae Adams is better than Jamison Williams, but as a wide receiver too, there's not a lot of players that you'd rather have because he brings something that nobody else in the NFL really has, that lightning quick speed. You know what I mean? It breaks defensive schemes.
And it's
you have
become-
to scheme it.
It's no longer just vertical speed, though, and that, I think that's the most important part about JMO, and they do a good job. An NFL coordinator, in a quote that they put in this, saying he's improved as far as getting in and out of breaks, and he goes all across the field, uses all 53 yards. Like, he uses his speed side to side.
I think that's
and
when
he
he's the most
always
dangerous.
used to be exactly. But like when he came into the league, it felt like he's just this
Go ball.
run straight down the field guy. Yeah, exactly. And he has really been able to work the middle of the field side to side at a much higher rate in the last couple seasons.
I think that's when he's the most dangerous, when he catches the ball directly, like wherever the center was lined up or wherever the ball was snapped. When he
Going
catches-
directly right, yeah,
It's-
like off of a mesh or something, yeah.
Gets really scary when he catches the ball in that spot. What else jumps out to you about this list? Because receivers are one of those spots where, everybody knows who we're talking
Yeah.
about. So just ripping it off, it goes Jamar Chase 1, Justin Jefferson 2. I'm starting to have less and less of a problem with that just because it's become so inevitable with the stats that Jamar Chase puts up at
Chase
the
is
end.
so good. I mean, they're both so good.
I still think Jefferson's the best
Yeah.
guy in the league. JSN 3, Puka 4, Amon-Ra 5, CD 6, George Pickens 7. So there's your best wide receiver duo in the NFL. Nico Collins 8, AJ Brown 9, Devontae Adams 10. What's the first thing that pops out?
Pickens 7 kind of surprised me a little bit. Not saying he didn't earn it. Like, Pickens was tremendous last year, and finally in a situation that was favorable for him offensively outside of Pittsburgh, it worked out in his favor. I was a little just surprised that he was number 7, but I think the big thing for me was I think a lot of the times these articles, these rankings, really react to what happened last season. And I just figured JSN was going to be in the top 2. I'm not saying he's I think he's 4th. I think the top 3 is very in their own tier in the NFL with Chase, Jefferson, Puka. I think it's pretty clearly those 3 guys. I just figured that JSN would be inside the top 2 based off of the year that he had last year. So I was kind of happy that he wasn't. Someone had JSN ranked 7th too, like another one of the
I think
okay,
that's
man, 7.
I don't think that's like totally
7?
insane.
Name me 6 receivers better.
I mean, I've told you, I
do
think
the 4.
Amon-Ra.
Yeah, you can do the 4. Name 2 more.
So it'd be the 4.
CD and Pickens. Like,
yeah, I
come
mean,
on.
you're right. It probably, it's a little crazy to have him that low. Somebody said that they think George Pickens is the wide receiver 1 out in Dallas.
I mean,
and I
last
think that
year
is,
he was.
he was the better guy. I think
Yes.
this is the only duo in the NFL where it's kind of up in the air on who's the better receiver.
I've always been a big fan of CD, and I'm pretty biased to him over Pickens.
But I've told you this too. He's had one truly elite season. Outside of that, he's been really good.
That's completely fair. I mean, that it has been the history of CD Lamb. The other thing that jumps out to me, other than the fact that like Jamison Williams was an honorable mention, I think that's pretty cool. AJ Brown at 9.
I was just about to bring that up.
You've always been the big AJ Brown guy, so I'll kind of let you spew this a little bit. Not saying he's in the wrong spot, because based off the year he had last year, I think this is probably the right spot for him. He's just a lot better than this. He's a lot better than the 9th best receiver in football. He easily has top 5 wide receiver in the game, like, potential.
I thought you were about to zag and say that he should be off this
No.
list based on what he had. I not very long ago thought A.J. Brown was the 3rd best receiver in the NFL, only behind Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. And obviously his situation in Philadelphia has pushed him further down this list to the point where he's 9. I just think he's a guy that has every single tool in the bag. And the Philadelphia offense was such a college-style offense where it was so simplistic that it didn't make the best out of him. I think this guy flies up this list next year.
100%. That's kind of the same take. I mean, A.J. Brown is just everything that you would want DK Metcalf to be.
Perfect example. And they came out of the same draft class.
They both went to Ole Miss.
Yeah. He's a better version of it. The only issue is he is 29 years old. And he's such a physical receiver that maybe that ends up fading. I don't know. So we'll see what happens with him over in New England this year. I love this receivers list. Very fun. But whoever had Amon-Ra St. Brown not ranked.
Most of you guys don't know really much about anything.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live on the Mitt. The 11 o'clock hour is brought to you by Yeiter Insurance. Life happens fast. And at Yeiter Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yeiter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. That's Yetter Insurance Group. We'll be there when you need us since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. Built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
What is one word you would use to describe the Steve Yzerman era of the Detroit Red Wings? I'm going to ask the people on this one. We sent out, asking you to text in that a little bit ago, so we'll finally get to those. I think it's somewhat of something to do with illusions. I think that's mostly what it was. It was an illusion that they were ever going to be good. There was false hope. I said earlier, I thought Steve Yzerman was almost like a cult leader. Like he convinced everyone that this is the way. Look at the Yzer plan, when realistically there was no Yzer plan. And then people started to slowly catch on that, yeah, I'm following a lunatic who doesn't know what he's doing. And he eventually lost all of his followers until he finally was fired. Soft fired.
It's like a pyramid scheme, kind of, you know?
Yeah, it really
I
was.
convinced you, like, oh, I can make a lot of money off this.
And then this morning they decide to move on. Not technically fire, but sounds to me like he just got fired. And they're like, hey, do you want to be like an advisor to me, Chris Ilitch, the guy firing you? Do you want to like now advise me on how to do my job?
Yeah, it's probably just going to be one of those things where he's around for like a couple weeks and then he's gone. And it's like, oh, but he's in this advisory role. Sure.
Or he's just like got a title with the team. Like the Miggy's got a title with the Tigers. It's some made up arbitrary title.
Yeah. But
you
that
may as
ended,
well have
that
him
ended
around.
well, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
This did not. And they can sit here and act like it ended well. It did not.
So I asked, what's one word you would use to describe the Steve Yzerman era of the Wings? And more than one person texted in and said the cycloparasis. Isn't that the new parasite going around in Southeast Michigan?
From the lettuce? That's going on everywhere now. Dude, that stuff is getting weird.
Someone texted in the cycloparasis.
Yeah, I have no
And then
idea how to
somebody
say
else
it.
said, what's the name of the explosive diarrhea going around right now? That's the word I would use to describe the Steve
terrible.
Yzerman era. Tough stuff. James said dysfunctional.
It's pretty good.
Rick said pitiful. Doug said stagnant. You know, honestly, stagnant might be my favorite one so far. They just stayed the same for 4 straight seasons.
And we kept convincing ourselves and tricking ourselves, oh, but this is the year. Like, oh, they were close last year. They can get over the hump this year. And they just never could.
See, that's where the illusion comes in. It was stagnant, but it was an illusion that they was ever going to change. Justin said Tampa.
See, but that was the reason you had hope, though. You said, like, it was an illusion. It never was going to work out. I think that there was a world where it worked out. Like, it wasn't a bad thought to have that Steve Yzerman could bring the Red Wings back to relevance, right?
I think the first half of his tenure, it was totally fine to
Yeah, I think
that.
it was totally, like, reasonable to have that belief. Disaster from Esco in our YouTube chat.
It's a good one. George
Smoke
says
screen, too, from Kevin.
Smoke screen is really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. We got a text that said Stevie Y plan was smoking mirrors, had us all fooled the entire time. Inept, George texted in. Couple words I can't say texted in.
Yeah, figured. Gary uses a hyphened word, which I don't know if it counts. Might be 2 words. Overhyped. Where was the hype, though?
Yeah, I don't know where the hype ever came in, Gary. That would be my only pushback on that.
Maybe the hype of him as a player, like, oh, he's going to figure this out.
Little longer text said, still slower than most of the other teams. Too many reclamation projects seem to have settled for we are almost good enough. Reluctant to let young players play. I'm 72 years old. I often refer to the dead wings nowadays.
That's like 30-some words.
Yeah, that's why I said a little bit of a longer text.
I
think
got
there
2
is
words for you.
a point here where there's a reluctancy to like truly move on to the next chapter and turn the page, where you ended up stuck in the same position over and over again of a fringe playoff team where, what was the word I said earlier that somebody texted in?
Stagnant.
Yeah, stagnant. Like, that's my favorite one so far. They were just stagnant the entire time he was here, never getting over the hump.
Yeah. Brant says, I won't be happy till Steve is the GM of the local Little Caesars. Maybe that's his advisory role.
Business.
Hey, man, we really need a GM of this store.
How about you bring back $5 hot and readies? Do they still market them as $5 hot and readies,
no
or do
way.
they just call them hot and readies? And
How much even are they? They're like $8?
Yeah, I think they're like above
Seven
$7.50.
something.
I think it's closer to 8 than
The
7.
worst part, though, is the crazy bread.
Oh yeah, that
Because that
puts
used to
your
be
total up
$1.
to like,
You used to be able to go into the Little C's
seriously?
and get a hot and ready and a crazy bread for like $6.35 with tax.
No longer. God, you get out the door for like
it's
13,
I was about to
14
say,
bucks
it's like
now.
it's for sure like in the mid-teens.
Yeah, for a bunch of mid pizza. Well, real pizza, go to Pizza Baker.
That's a good point.
Purgatory is another one that we got texted in a couple of times. Yeah, that gets to the stagnant point. You're just stuck. You're not in hell. You're not in heaven. You're not even on earth. You're just stuck in this waiting room, essentially, where you're waiting to either tear it down or you're waiting to take that next step up, and you were just stuck for the longest time in purgatory, which is probably the worst spot to be in sports, right?
100%, especially as a team that like is not used to that. And I understand, like in hockey, you know, we talk about this all the time. It's the hardest sport to like have the elongated rebuild in. You know, in the NBA, it is, you don't want to, the NBA is the worst sport to be mid at because it's so easy to fix things when you get a top pick with how good all these top prospects are. Like the Washington Wizards will probably be really good in 2 years based off of them getting DeBonce.
They might be good now.
Yeah, exactly. So like in the NHL, it's a lot. It's not like a guaranteed. Oh, we get the first pick. We get Gavin McKenna. Boom, we are like going to the Stanley Cup in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still the worst spot to be at, especially for a team that has a history. Like it's going to help you more having that guy rather than missing the playoffs by 4 games.
Yeah, and that unfortunately is where Steve Eisman basically had the Red Wings parked with.
Yeah.
And they lost their keys. Parked with no keys in sight. We're
That's kind of
staying
where
here.
the Tigers are right now, too.
Oh, you know how they can get out of that? By trading away Tarek Skubal.
By getting a hit ever in the All-Star game.
989-837-6125. We'll hit the news when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Your dream lawn, Stravinsky sod can quite literally roll that out. Top quality sod turns patchy yards into backyard showstoppers. Plus, they've been doing it for over 50 years, which makes them experts. Whether you're fixing a rough spot or redoing your whole yard, Sherrone delivers lush green perfection. Fast, friendly, and farm fresh because your grass should be greener right now. Don't settle for a bland yard. Increase the value of your home and get the lawn your neighbors will envy with Sherrone sod.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. Kyle Sandel, take it away with the news.
The Mitts Morning Catch.
We are back in the news. I meant to have this for the news, but I did kind of spoil it earlier. Yeah, Kevin Durant, Kevin McGonigal linking up at the All-Star game last night.
Is there a photo of this?
There was a video of it. McGonigal just went up to Durant. They dapped each other up. They talked for a second or two, and then he went away. Kevin Durant, a lot taller than Kevin McGonigal.
I know. He's McGonigal's a short guy in stature. What is he, 5'9"?
Yeah, I think he's like 5'9", 5'10".
Which isn't short, but for a professional
Yeah,
athlete.
exactly. It's not short.
He's 5'11". I actually don't believe that.
I don't believe that for a second.
No.
No, yeah, and ESPN, it says he's 5'9".
That seems more realistic.
I would
that
guess
seems
he's 5'9".
maybe even like a lie.
5'9", 187, though, man. Okay, McGonigal, I see you.
Or is he 5'10", and all the players are shrinking their heights for the ABS? That was a
could
thing
be
before
it.
the season.
That was a thing. That could be it. I could see that. Let's do some more NBA news before we talk about this Sherrone Moore update, whatever you want to call it, that we got yesterday. NBA news first, though. Adam Silver, speaking out this morning, says that the Kawhi Leonard probe/investigation must finish before the season starts. So we had a second investigation started yesterday into the Kawhi Leonard saga, or whatever you want to call it. Technically, he is not on the Raptors yet. This trade has not been made official because of the investigation going on with the aspiration stuff that happened last year, paying Kawhi Leonard under the table while he was a part of the Los Angeles Clippers. He went to Summer League. He was with a couple of the Toronto Raptors watching the Raptors play, so he believes he's on the Raptors, but this hasn't happened yet. My whole thing is Adam Silver says, okay, this must finish before the season starts. It's the NBA's investigation. And
Yeah, you can finish it.
And it's been the NBA's investigation. Like, end it then. You know, like, what's the outcome going to be? I know what the outcome is going to be. This is going to linger on for 2 more months. Nothing's going to happen, and then they're just going to go away with it. Right? Is that not exactly what's going to happen? Or is Kawhi going to get punished?
If there is some sort of punishment for Kawhi Leonard, because the piece that came out yesterday made it seem like there is more probing evidence beyond just aspiration that could have been a potential circumvention of the cap.
Okay.
And if there's an additional thing that's like, okay, not only were they trying to pay him through aspiration to circumvent the cap, they're doing it in a third way as well. Yeah, maybe Kawhi Leonard does end up getting punished.
I always thought that the Clippers would get punished before Kawhi.
I always did too.
And now it's just become a Kawhi thing, which is interesting.
Is it crazy to just think like, hey, why did you have to go through aspiration to do this? Why didn't you just like give Kawhi Leonard a ton of cash in a bag if you're Steve Ballmer?
Well, because I mean that they have to like make it less obvious.
Well, they got caught regardless. Here's a bag full of cash, whatever you need. I guess it was millions of dollars. You're not really giving millions of dollars to
in a
people to get
bag.
cash. It's also crazy that he got this like max contract, and they basically were like, "Here's an extra $17 million, something like that, through aspiration."
Yeah. Pablo Torre, man, we got to get him more on this too.
He always finds out.
Other NBA news. The 76ers' pursuit of LeBron James is being led by the trio of Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and Jaylen Brown. All 3 of them reportedly have reached out to LeBron. They want to bring LeBron in to Philly. I saw Kevin put this in the YouTube chat earlier with no major sports on today outside of soccer. And then tomorrow there's nothing on. Today or tomorrow, LeBron steals the spotlight.
I thought it was going to be yesterday. Now
Yeah.
I think it's today.
Now I don't know. I hope it's today, but we still haven't gotten anything. So we still haven't gotten anything with Jalen Duren either.
All the reports on Monday were that it was going to be in the next 48 hours, and now it's Wednesday, so that could have just been a
I
total
would love
lie.
to get a LeBron like news bomb in the middle of the show. That'd be sweet.
That'd be awesome.
But I don't think we're going to. But we did get our breaking news today with Steve Eisman leaving the Red Wings, which is pretty good. Let's talk about Sherrone Moore. We got a Sherrone Moore news update. Apparently that his history with the staffer, Paige Shiver, they're started in 2022, their relationship or whatever you want to call it. And Ward Manuel reportedly knew about this, and he tried to get him to stop. He told Sherrone Moore that Shiver was not allowed to travel with the team when Sherrone wanted her to. It was known that Ward Manuel had knew about this, which is probably a part of all the stuff that we've talked about leading up to this Thursday meeting or whatever with Ward Manuel. We also find out yesterday, it's from multiple different news sources, a former U of M football staffer is filing a lawsuit against Michigan stating they knew about the Connor Stallions sign-stealing saga and the information about Matt Weiss, the former offensive coach with the Wolverines. According to the lawsuit, former Michigan President Santaono and AD Ward Manuel discovered the evidence on Matt Weiss's hard drive and never turned it over to the NCAA or the school's Board of Regents.
Wait, they found the Matt Weiss stuff about
how he was spying on everybody?
But I thought you just said it was Stallions.
Well, no, it's both. They knew about the Stallion stuff and they knew about the Matt Weiss stuff. A lot coming out this week about
Ward Manuel, brother. I tried so hard to defend you the last 2 days, and it's getting real tough, man. It's getting real tough. If he really did warn Sherrone Moore, like, hey, man, you can't be taking her on trips with you. Apparently, they were doing weightlifting, like, stuff together in the weight room, lifting together. Since 2022.
Why would he say she can't go? Why would he say that?
Since 2022? Okay, then everybody probably had some sort of idea. There was a report about inappropriate behavior in Sherrone Moore's office, which I don't know what that could mean literally anything.
Yeah.
It's like, man, like if people really knew about this all the way back in 2022, Ward Manuel kept saying on his show yesterday, the radio show he popped on, and like, if there's no evidence, there's no evidence. There's some truth to that, but if you have a hunch, usually your hunch is right about that sort of stuff. If two coworkers are looking at each other funny all day with goo goo gaga eyes, you don't need a whole lot of evidence. There's evidence right in front of you. Just open up your eyes. You know, it honestly makes 2023 even more impressive that Sherrone Moore was banging one of his staffers the entire time while a cheating scandal was also going on. There's two different cheating scandals going on.
What is this Ryan Russillo take of yours? I
it
actually
is,
came
though.
away more impressed
The
by this
offensive
news.
coordinator
They
was
were
banging
cheating.
one of his staffers.
They were
plus
cheating.
They were in the middle of a cheating scandal with Connor Stallions, and they still found a way to win.
I'm more impressed that they were cheating to win. How does that make any sense?
The reason that I always told Michigan fans that you should never get bullied into thinking that title doesn't count is you certainly were not. You didn't have Connor Stallions or anybody with the signs stealing stuff during the Big Ten championship game, during your game against Penn State, during your game against Ohio State, because you didn't have Harbaugh, you didn't have Stallions, you didn't have them during the playoffs.
You just had him in the game that you lost to TCU.
During the national champion. Correct. You had him in that game, and you didn't win because you were cheating. In the games where you couldn't have been cheating because all the players and coaches and staff that were helping you cheat were out of there, those were the biggest games that you actually won and got over the hump. You didn't cheat your way to a national championship.
The only thing you did was you had two guys on the offensive staff that were both really bad guys doing bad things.
Yes. Right. One of them cheating on his wife, and the other one of them was
went to jail for spying on people.
Correct. In really creepy ways. Anyway.
Michigan men, though.
It never stops, man. It never stops.
With the Sherrone Moore stuff, I figured we'd be all wrapped up with the Sherrone Moore saga, but I guess not. We're going to find out what this meeting investigation thing is tomorrow, right?
Yeah, the Board of Regents is meeting tomorrow
with Ward
discuss.
Manuel? Not
with Ward Manuel.
Oh, it's just they're making a decision or something tomorrow?
Apparently.
Maybe.
And by the way, remember that whole rumor that, he got her pregnant and she had to have an abortion because of him? That happened in 2022.
Is that real? Did that actually happen?
It's reported by both The Athletic and the Detroit News yesterday that happened. And Paige Shiver, I probably shouldn't say her name over and over again, but it's public at this point, so who cares? Had Jim Harbaugh help her check into like a mental like stability place as well, like a mental health center, because she was going through postpartum depression after losing a child. And then there's text confirming that Paige texted Sherrone Moore back saying, "Don't worry, Jim doesn't know about anything and never will. He was just helping me out." Insanity.
Yeah, I mean, that's just I don't even have anything to say to that. So we'll see. I think the main takeaway from all of this news coming out is that
Sherrone Moore's a bad guy.
Ward Manuel's probably not going to be the AD.
Probably not.
I think that's fair.
It's odd that there's specific, Like, there's a reason he goes on that radio show yesterday. It's to defend himself, and I think he did a good job of that. There's also a reason that these pieces are coming out right now from The Athletic and from the Detroit News that are basically just like, yeah, man, all those things that are coming out on Thursday. Well, apparently it's not going to come out on Thursday. The investigation wraps up and they'll have their meeting, but this private investigating firm and what they found, what Michigan spent $12 million to look into their athletic department, that public information, or that information might never become public, what they truly did find. But I think Michigan, if they're trying to justify this decision to move on from him, will totally tell The Athletic and Detroit News, like, yeah, here's some of the stuff that we found. Here's your anonymous source, to make it look as if we're making the right decision to move on from Ward Manuel. Because right now, it doesn't feel like they have reason to fire him with cause, and they might actually not have any reason to fire him with cause, which would require a mutual agreement on a buyout of the contract. So if they're putting all of this out there, I think that is leaking more so towards, yeah, we're trying to get him to be painted as the bad guy here so we can move on from him.
I don't think you got to paint it too hard.
Nope, not really. 989-837-6125. We'll wrap things up with our three traditions when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on On 100.9 The Mid.
Nine 837-6125. Welcome back in. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, and we have 3 traditions to close out each and every show. The first of which I call our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Here's the thing. Off to a pretty tough start to this week. I was almost set up to fail this week, you know? Like, I feel like anybody in my position is set up to fail this week. There's just not a lot going on.
What is this excuse?
I mean, what was I supposed to do Monday, man?
Yeah, Monday was kind of a tough one.
Yesterday, I'll take a little bit more accountability. I thought France was going to win that game. I thought Mbappe was going to score, and they didn't score a single goal. So, like, sure, yesterday I'll hand up accountability. And then it's like today, it's like, hey, you know that sport that you haven't watched for 4 years? You have to bet on that. You don't really have another choice. All right, fine. I'll take Messi to take us.
You've had summer league basketball all week.
There's no player props. You're guessing on these lines, man. You don't know who's playing, who's not playing.
Gary says you sound like Mbappe right now.
No, because
making all
I'm
these
taking
excuses.
Accountability. No, if I was sounding like Mbappe, Gary's a funny guy, man. If I was sounding like Mbappe, I'd be like, Kyle, you should have told me not to take.
Yeah, this is your fault.
Yeah, this is everybody else's. No, today I'm going to go same bet I did yesterday, but with a different player. I'm taking Messi to score a goal at plus 145. That kind of feels like a steal, Kyle. England's favored today, so I think that's part of the reason they're such plus odds. But if Argentina is going to score or win this game, which is not out of the realm of possibility, I know we said they were been playing with blood magic all tournament.
And they're the underdogs.
I believe.
I'm feeling like a 2-0 England victory.
Same score as yesterday. Here's another reason why Messi is going to score today. He's got to win the Golden Boot. And a goal today would be his 9th, which would almost guarantee him a Golden Boot if Argentina wins and he scores a goal today.
He's tied with Mbappe right now, right? With 8?
Correct. And Harry Kane is
Mbappe
7.
is out.
I don't actually. Harry Kane might have 6 because it was the other guy who was scoring all the goals last time.
It was Bellingham, yeah.
Yeah. So that's another reason where Messi's going to get one done. Messi also has never won a Golden Boot. That can't be right.
Who won it last time?
Messi's never won a Golden Boot. It was Mbappe last time.
So now he's trying to get that done too. Okay.
Harry Kane did it with 6 goals in 2018. Man, this guy's kind of old. Harry Kane. So in order for Messi to, he's already the GOAT, but, truly get that last thing that he's never done, a goal today would go a long way.
Yeah, you're 2-2 in World Cup bets as well.
I'll take that.
Actually, no, you're 2-3. I missed the first one.
Damn.
2-3, so a chance to get back to 500. You haven't bet on Messi yet. This is the first Messi bet, though. Most of them have been USA related or Mbappe.
Well, what do you got? Taylor fade today with a Messi goal.
I think I'm going to fade. I think England's going to take care of business. I'm not rooting for him to, but I just think they are.
All right.
I think Argentina goes scoreless.
England looked really good in their game this past weekend. And yeah, Argentina's been playing with fire the entire time, so not a bad bet. I like Messi to take a goal today. All right, this is our first tradition. It's our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Next thing we have is our game of the day.
Game of the day.
I am going with the World Cup game because there's
Yeah.
nothing else on and I don't have another choice.
Literally nothing else on. This game's at 3, right? Maybe 4?
Yes.
It's at 3.
3 o'clock. Same as yesterday.
Oh,
Where
you
is
get in.
this one at?
This is at Mercedes-Benz. You can get in for just $3,500.
Is that a Messi
$1,000
tax?
up more than yesterday? It's got to be, right? I would assume.
Is it a Messi tax or like an England?
Probably a good amount of British people here.
Yeah, that's another. Like, there's probably more British people here than Argentina people, right?
But is there more British people than Messi fans?
Probably not.
Right.
Everybody's a Messi
Exactly.
fan, right? So yeah. Nah. That's my game of the day.
Game of the day.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
Most of you guys don't know really much about anything.
The last thing that we have is to guess what Colin Cowherd's going to open with. He takes over our airwaves at noon. The Herd, Fox Sports Radio. Shocking that he's doing his show this week. Pretty surprising. This is kind
No
of
way
the
he
week
does
to
it
take
all
off.
week, right? No way.
If he's still here, why go away at this point?
Good point. Okay, it's my turn to go first today. Nobody got a point yesterday because he did what? Lamar Jackson is worse than Bo Nix. That was like his lead.
Well, he
The
just was
NFL
saying
had
that,
Lamar Jackson ranked 69th, and I'm with it.
Yeah,
basically
that was his lead. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you we're in
Interesting.
take the random quarterback territory.
Hey, we are. Post July 4th, football leads are fully in play. 65-64. Ben has the lead over me. I have a chance to tie it back up with my first guess today. I think I want to go to like the Spain-France game. I just want to make sure there is no other NFL possibilities. It could just be right back to LeBron too. I think picking LeBron is a good play. There's a world where he does a whole like the MLB All-Star game sucks. Like there's a chance he could do that. I will go to Spain-France outcome yesterday though, if that's allowed.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go all-star games in general, like a grand scheme all-star game type of thing.
Okay. Kind of like what we
Wait,
talked
can I
about a
change
little
my
bit today.
answer?
Why did something just happen?
No. I
Okay.
just want to change it to LeBron.
I figured that's what you would want to do.
Yeah.
I almost did it, so.
I can't believe you left me LeBron. I'll take LeBron James. Deal?
Okay. That's fair. You'll probably get it right.
Okay. Appreciate everybody for hanging with us today here on I still can't get over the fact that Steve Eisman is gone. I guess he's not gone, but he's no longer an important decision
Not
maker
gone,
for the
but
Red
he's
Wings.
gone. Yeah, we won't be seeing from him.
It's like when Dwayne Casey got promoted. It's like, did you get promoted?
He still is kind of around, though.
He is kind of around, but it was mostly like hey, we don't really want you to coach the team anymore. And now it's like, hey, Steve, we don't really want you to make any sort of decisions anymore. We'll see. All right, this is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. We will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Don't forget about us. Tomorrow I've got something really fun
What
planned
has he
out.
got up his sleeve? He's not even telling me, guys. So.
I will not until tomorrow morning. So appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you guys then. Ben Bosscher Show live here on The Mitt. See you later.
The Ben Bosscher